games. You ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're here. I think this is us. I think we're on. Hello. Oh, God, that's a loud truck. Sorry.
That truck is ready.
It's hot days up in the country here in upstate New York where I am broadcasting from, so the windows are open, so bear with me. I apologize for loud trucks. But hello and good afternoon, good evening, good morning somewhere to somebody, I'm sure who'll see this eventually. How is everyone? We're going to play D&D in space.
In space.
I'm psyched. It's been like a great week doing all this crossover stuff with you guys here at Sabotage the DM. I'm so happy to be like celebrating your anniversary and be asked to participate. And I'm really excited for today's game because I have a crew of folks that we've been playing now for just 3 weeks. Like this is technically only our 4th episode of like Dragonfly, as it were. So it's a great time to get on board. If you want to go check us out over at Twitch TV DM Philly, we're like streaming this game every night, Tuesdays, and I've got a couple of my good friends here to hang out with you all, and we're going to do some wild space adventuring. So I am hype. I cannot wait. Yeah. What's going on? Are you guys all good? You ready for it?
Never, but always.
Always.
I'm so looking forward to D&D in space, man. It's going to be awesome.
Okay, cool. So we
kind of crashing an existing story as well is quite fun.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The paint is still very, very fresh though, so just smudge it with your thumb.
I'm gonna put my hands in it. I'm gonna put my face in it.
We're little baby characters still.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Torrin's already gotten into some of it.
It's like finger painting is what's happening right now.
I do love that we have a space pirate. I'm super psyched. Ryan has got a whole Death Star mounted on his microphone. This is freaking rad.
Yeah.
I love it.
I'm just getting into let me.
Yeah.
When the squish begins.
Oh, are we doing this? I mean, come on.
Right. Okay. Let's fucking go.
I got a little foam on top too. It's great.
Nice. I'm going with a very Lebowski energy with my my White Russian in here, so you know. No top popping. We should take a second and say hello and introduce ourselves to the wonderful folks hanging out here at Sabotage the DM. Most of you would know, I think, the man, Dan Berman himself, but you should probably still say hello as the resident in-house sabotage guy here at your channel.
Yeah, I'm Dan, aka the Moody Goblin Pups. And if you're still tuning in by this point, you're probably sick of the sight of me this week. I am, but I'm so excited to do this. I started with Philly, and then I'm ending with Philly today. This is my last live session before I absolutely panic running the OBS for Dead of Night tomorrow, but I'm so excited for this. And thank you to all of the, what did we decide to call them? Philly fam.
It's the Philly fam.
For representing and showing up for all of these sessions. It's been absolutely amazing.
It really like warms my heart to hear it that everybody is showing up. I love you guys. Thank you everybody out there, the post show recaps crew, Philly fam official. It's official. Grace has named us. I'm sticking with it. Not looking back. Yeah. Grace, you're like right there next to Dan. Why don't you say hello to everybody?
Hi. Grace, leader. Use she, her pronouns. Excited to play. I've been watching stuff all week. It's been so fun to jump into the Sabotage the DM stuff that you've been doing all week. So, and excited to be on the stream today to jump into Dragonfly.
Heck yeah. Awesome. Grace's character is very exciting and fun. I cannot wait. We should probably say what y'all are playing. What are you playing today, Dan? Who's your character?
I am playing Flux Warp Coil, or Warp Drive, or maybe I changed it. Flux Warp Coil, the Gnome Artificer. It's my first Artificer.
Oh, nice.
I'm so excited.
Nice.
And I'm playing an armorer, so I'm basically in this like crazy arcane suit of armor. I'm kind of Iron Man today, guys.
Yep, we dig it. We love gnomes. We love Iron Man. We love artificers. It's a great trifecta. Grace?
So we don't have Lux today, but we have Flux?
We do.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Things are going to be in flux.
Yes, one of the main characters on our Dragonfly crew is Lux, so it's really like very poignant. Well played. Grace, who are you playing?
I play Rhea Dubrook, who is a fearful cleric, worships Clancy the Turtle God. Yeah, been having some fun so far. So yeah.
Excellent.
Best God ever.
Excellent. Torin, the man with the makeup. We just met today, so why don't you tell me about yourself and what you're playing?
Into the deep end. Yeah, my name's Torin. I'm going to be playing a mountain dwarf, a guardian, Path of the Ancestral Guardian Barbarian. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm out of my depth. I'm going to be basically, I thought the simplest thing to do was to cover myself in a lot of armor and just make the closest thing to a tank possible. So I am just going to keep it simple and run in with a big warhammer and hope for the best is the answer here. I feel I should just briefly say that my pirate attire was influenced by my chat, so we'll thank them for that. Mm-hmm. I feel very overdressed, but you know.
Don't worry about it. At least 6 out of the 7 of us here love a pirate, and we don't need to talk about it.
And we don't have to say who the one who doesn't is.
I just want to know, if you're gonna play a pirate, what kind of pirate? What's the plan?
That's exactly what we said before you got on the call.
Fantastic.
I know. I love.
Get your backstory ready,
yeah,
Torin.
Really. I'm up here. I'm up here at the top right next to Torin. I'm Rich Filiberto. I'm DM Philly. I'm hosting a bunch of my own shows over at Twitch TV DM Philly. These are my friends. They're my Philly fam. They're the best. That's all you really need to know about me. I'll try to keep this all together and get my arms around it tonight. It should be easier than The Witch is Dead, so that's cool. But on the bottom left, we have Troy. Troy, what's up?
Hi, I'm Troy. I use he, him pronouns. I am in Louisville, Kentucky in the U.S. It's one of those states you might fly over if you come visit, but you should come here. It's a lovely place. And I guess if I'm part of the Philly fam, I'm the goofy uncle who breaks all the rules that the parents set for the child. So welcome. And I am playing Professor Reginald Frybottom. He is a GIF-Q, a hippopotamus folk, a variant of hippopotamus people, and a wizard of war magic with a specialization in code breaking and ciphers. And I'm super excited to be here. I'm loving playing in this crew, and it's so great to already have some fresh energy put into it. And anytime you crack open the skull of one DM Philly, you never know what type of jelly ochre or whatever is going to come out. So
yeah.
I'm excited and stoked to be here.
Yeah, it's a real Meshuggah mess in there. You didn't even know. I just give you a small component of really the chaos. Next to you is Ryan, who I'm also just meeting today. Ryan, it's a delight to meet you. What's up? What's up with you? Pleasure. What should we know?
Where to start? Think. Well, me and Dan, we go way back, but I do a comedy podcast. I'm in a comedy act. Nice. I sing, I play instruments, I dance badly. It's all part of the fun. We're called Cold Callers Comedy. You can check us out on Spotify and YouTube and any podcasting platform. Cold Callers Comedy.
I like it.
Yes, plug.
I have to remember these things when I go on and stuff like this. Remember, I actually need to advertise what I do and not just be like, hey. But my character is Gloria Humdinger. She is a gnome, and she is a rogue as well, a swashbuckling rogue. And just like Torin, I'm completely out of my depth here. So Good luck, everyone. See you on the beach.
Oh, boy.
Don't worry about it. Depth doesn't matter in space. You'll be fine. It's delightful to meet you. I, too, am terrible at plugging myself, so please plug away. Cold Callers Comedy. Everybody write that down. Go click on that. Google it. And finally, last but certainly not least, Zed, what's up?
It's me. Hello. I'm Zed, known as Brooklyn Zed, over in the post-show recaps community. I am playing Asturias Vry. Both my character and I use they/them pronouns. Asturias is a winged tiefling star druid from the homeworld of Mizire, which no one in this universe has heard of for some reason. They're very annoyed about it. Yeah, it's Asterius's first big adventure outside of their homeworld, learning that maybe their homeworld is not as important as they thought it was. And I'm excited. I'm excited to see what's going to happen today.
Nice. I too am excited. Yeah, so I guess for a little bit of context as we're about to jump in, for anybody that's been watching Dragonfly, the Dragonfly is a ship. My players are the crew of said ship, Rhea and Asturias and the Professor, along with a handful of others. The game is set up ostensibly like a small West Marches type game. We have 8 like full cast members, and we have different iterations and configurations of them every week. And so the plan was always to build it so we could do exactly this type of thing easily and have other players come in and kind of guest star and cross over. And we were talking about the fact that we've only done 3 episodes so far. The paint is still very wet. We're
Let's
learning our
go.
characters, and this is a really kind of fun opportunity to have you all come in early and leave a mark, you know? So I'm excited to see how that goes. But yeah, I guess if there's no other major questions here from any of you all, y'all feeling it? Are we ready? Okay, so I think then to the matter at hand, when we last left the crew of the Dragonfly, they had landed on the planet of Malpiedi Prime after discovering this massive dead space whale kind of floating in the cold orbit of space in the stars. And you had tangled with some monstrous creatures there and watched what appeared to be some type of undead being fly away from the corpse of this massive titanic beast, half digested in the realms of space. And so for the past few weeks, you've been entangled in a bit of a situation on the planet's surface. You discovered a strange orphan boy named Ailas from a mysterious background. He appears to have some type of celestial heritage and a healing touch, though exactly what you're not sure. You helped a local village kind of reconcile their issues with what amounts to some mutant ogres that had tried to kidnap the boy. And just last Tuesday, we left a group of you as you had tracked down the leader of this band, defeated them, and were making your way back to the village where this boy Alice was left. But I think that as the camera opens tonight, we see the frame at the bottom of this screen, right? 3 weeks earlier. And I think that the scene opens, we see the enormity of this kind of hulking, steel-framed, massive ship floating through the kind of black, velvety void of space, the twinkling of starlights all around. And I think the camera kind of rises up behind it and begins to sort of like track over it. And we could see amassed sort of on the deck of this enormous freighter in space, cargo containers marked with various runes and sigils, languages and identifiers. Space travel in our world, in our galaxy, universe, multiverse, if you will, is relegated to those to the great bureaucracies and trade guilds, to the massive mercenary organizations and religious sects who can afford such things. The common people do not merely fly through the void for adventure, but I think as the camera kind of trails over this vast kind of maze of containers on the deck of the ship, we come to rest on 3 individuals, Flux, Chunk, and Gloria.
Taran, you're
the
on
3
mute.
of you have been pursuing your own operation.
We have been
during your work.
we've had a little
aboard
side
this
mission
vessel,
of our
the
own,
Golden Loon,
extracting
this freighter here.
some gland material from one of the whales.
Space. What exactly
in order
have you 3 been up to?
Sell it on the black market as a sexual performance enhancer.
We definitely need performance-enhancing drugs in space. The planets may change, but some things remain the same. And so I think that we take in the three of you as you're kind of checking on the container where your illicit goods are stored, secreted away here on the Golden Loon, this freighter. And I think that you've confirmed the stuff is there. Everything's all good, and I think that the camera kind of pans back a little bit as we see these two gnomes and their dwarvish companion, and the silhouette behind them of this great void. And I think it's at this point we see a shape kind of emerging out of the darkness, purple with this kind of brown shell rolling around the back of it. And I think that we see tendrils and tentacles as a lot of you kind of turn over your shoulder. You realize that this is in fact like a ship with the tentacles of a squid and this massive kind of nautilus shell wrapped around the back of it. And I think alarms begin firing off on the freighter as suddenly the squid ship just kind of rockets into overdrive. Boom! Hammering into the side of the freighter. I think that containers begin to tumble, straps securing them, ripping chains, breaking. We hear the rending of metal, the low thrum of an explosion. The deck of the ship rumbles underneath your feet, and suddenly a legion of kind of gray-skinned dwarves begin pouring off of the deck of the squid ship, storming on to the deck of your own. Screams of violence and battle. We see fire and lightning erupting, the lights flashing, illuminating kind of scene in shadow, guards swarming out onto the deck.
Boys.
And I think that a lot of you, what happens with the three of you? What are you doing?
Flux is incredibly perturbed and stressed out by this, and looking at a readout on his forearm and going "Oh no, we don't have time for this."
I've got my dwarf companion, and I'm just holding him in front of me, and kind of. Well, I'm not looking over his shoulder because I'm shorter, so I'm kind of looking under the armpit. Yeah.
And I'm gonna sort of kick my leg out and get off me, you little pitsky! Look alive! And attempt to steady myself and face whatever this strange Nautilus ship is. Yeah.
I think that as we see Chunk, the sturdiest, kind of brawniest of these three companions, brace their feet sideways, I think that we feel, I think that we feel the ship kind of list and tilt hard, and it pitches, and I think the three of you are thrown to the ground while you attempt to steady yourself. I think you see the container holding your whale glands tumble, crashing, just kind of missing you as the three of you slide across the deck and suddenly hurtle off the edge of the Golden Loon, kind of free floating through the void for a minute before you crash onto the deck of the Nautiloid's ship. And we hear the screams of these kind of gray-skinned dwarves that are massed here, "We've been boarded! Take them!" And I think it's at this point that I'll drag you over to this
Wait, no,
net
we just
right
fell off.
here.
We're not boarding you. We mean no harm. Sorry, the handrails were faulty. We should have held on to the handrails. I'm sorry. Oh God, look at this thing.
I think that the three of you crash onto the deck of this nightmarish ship, tentacles writhing through the void around you. These gray-skinned dwarves kind of massed on the deck, where you see standing in the back of this group this pale-skinned, squid-faced kind of monstrosity of a creature with a black hood pulled up over. It is a mind flayer. And if you'll bear with me for a second, I'm going to switch the chat just a tad. I don't know if this will help my audio issues. I apologize out there if I'm off sync, but I believe that the good viewers can now see the nightmare of a monstrosity that you three find yourselves upon. And I will say to you, my friends, I think that this is where I'm going to have you roll initiative.
I mean, that's a cool ship.
Yeah.
Looks
Yeah,
a lot
right?
like the whale clan from earlier.
Yeah, why did we pick a tiny ship again?
This seems like a lovely ship to die on.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was going for, you know.
A one shot, right? A one shot.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, bye.
Fine.
How am I rolling initiative?
No problem. So this is great. Right at like the top of your sheet, Ryan, like kind of in the center middle of your character sheet, next to your hit points should be initiative. Just mouse over the word initiative and click it.
Okay. Right. Okay. Okay. I'm on my character sheet. Sorry.
No problem.
Really slowing this down.
No problem.
Oh, we will all have our moments.
Never been famous for initiative, especially when I'm drunk yet.
Okay. Initiative. Okay.
Oh God, we've done so well. 8, 6, and 2.
Man, get those out of the way now, boys.
Yeah.
Have I done it? I can't tell if I've done
You
it.
have.
Yeah. If you
have done it.
Okay, cool.
If you click on the little chat bubble in the upper left icon, you can see where it rolled out.
Oh, yes, I see. I see.
You're pretty much going to want to hang out there. And then at the top of your sheet, Ryan, if you like click next to your name, it will minimize for you, right? It'll shrink your sheet down over so you don't have to keep closing it.
Right, okay, got it. Thank you.
No problem. Feel free to like ask questions, man, right? Like the whole Roll20 UI, it's pretty straightforward, but if you don't know it, you don't know it, right? And we're happy to kind of walk through it. So I think
on the job.
I think that to that end, we see like this kind of mind flayer is up on like a raised deck, like looking down at you. These three kind of gray-skinned dwarves, madness in their eyes, and it just like points at the lot of you, like take them. And the Darrow are going to act, and so these dwarves, I think, come charging across the deck towards you. They have these kind of hooked spears, almost crossbows, like hanging from their sides, sort of thumping at their edges, and they're going to come like racing down. I think the two of them, they kind of swarm up on poor Flux over here, and one at Chunk. So here we go, Flux. Two of them with their hooked spears come like charging in and swing towards you. 18, does that hit? What's your AC?
18 hits.
Okay.
My AC is 16.
So one of them hooks you for 5 points of piercing damage, and it's not trying to knock you prone. The second one swings, and I think we see the hook of the spear clatter helplessly off your artificer's armor. And this one over on the right is going to attack for Chunk, lancing out with the spear to harpoon the dwarf. Chunk, you've been through enough frays. You easily are able to kind of sidestep this, no problems whatsoever. With that, these three have all acted. Flux, you're up. What would you like to do?
So Flux, a bit surrounded, panics and just sort of like smashes his knuckles together in his guardian armor and casts what was it called? Booming Blade.
Oh, nice.
So I believe with Booming Blade I can use these gauntlets, right?
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. So Booming Blade. Oh, it's a 5-foot radius. That's even better. So that's 2 thunder damage when used with.
I think
thunder.
you still have to make
Gauntlet.
the actual attack roll, right? So you should make like your attack roll. Yeah.
So this one first.
25. It's solidly
25 to hit. For 9.
9 points of thunder damage. We see Flux rather. There's so many Ux names as in my games. We see Flux like punch out. Which one, left or right?
We're gonna go left.
Okay, and we just hear like boom, this like explosion of thunder as like the dwarf's hair is blasted back. Right, his feet kind of digging into this strange carapace-like deck of the ship. He takes the 9 points of thunder damage now, and I believe that Booming Blade wreathes him in this sonic aura so that if he moves, it will explode, dealing that extra 2 points of damage. And he is like now sheathed in this sonic force.
Yeah, if it moves, then it takes the damage. Thank
you.
No
problem.
For explaining that.
Yeah, that's mostly what I'm here for. Flux, that was your action. You have a bonus action of movement, though. They'll take attacks of opportunity if you move. Anything else?
Yeah, bonus action. Just a little like pill comes out of like a little component, and he just pops it into his mouth and gets 3 temporary hit points.
Oh, sick. What?
That's my guardian. My other guardian thing, defensive field. That's what it's called.
Nice, sick.
So it sort of swallows it and it goes out.
Flux. That was pretty effective. Gloria, you're going to go on 6. You're kind of standing, sort of behind your 2 allies, these dwarves kind of massed up in front of them. What would you like to do?
So Gloria goes, "Come at me," and then pulls out her short bow, and then aims at the one that's about to attack. I can't remember the other character's names. The other dwarf's name on my
Chunk.
side. Chunk. That's it.
Chunk is your dwarf. Flux is your gnome. Yep.
That's it. Yeah, I go to sort of like help out Chunk by firing an arrow at the nearest dwarf to him.
Go for it. So in the center of your character sheet, Ryan, there should be a box like underneath where it said initiative attacks.
Yeah. Okay,
right.
so I click on short bow.
Click on short bow right there, and it's going to dump the attack right into the chat. That's rough. So you rolled a 7. I have it set with 2 rolls, so like advantage, disadvantage, we'll figure it out.
Does he not get advantage with someone in 5 foot of him as a rogue?
He gets sneak attack. He does not get advantage.
Damn it.
It's a little tricky. Yeah, rogue stuff. But so you fire, and I think that we see like the dwarf is kind of like fighting and wheeling with Chunk, and they just like roll as the arrow sails past, missing. You still have movement and your bonus action.
Oh, what can I do on my bonus action?
Your bonus action, you are a swashbuckler. So your bonus action as a rogue, you can dash, which means you could move again. You can hide, which is a thing that like other people have to use their full action for. Or you could disengage, which you don't have to do. That would be like getting out of combat without an attack of opportunity. Let me take a look at like what else you got going on here as a swashbuckler.
Don't run away from this fucking fight, you.
Why?
Oh, how about this? So this is me learning swashbuckler. If you would have used your bonus action before your action, you could have given yourself advantage on your next attack roll, which probably you would have done because Gloria knows how to be Gloria better than we do because we just met her 3 minutes ago. So let's go back. Let's go back in time. And I think that short bow was, in fact, 20! I think that's a critical hit. So now what I want you to do is go down in the chat and click over the short bow underneath the numbers where it says 7 and 24.
Uh-huh.
Click that. That's going to be how you get your damage out. So that's 10 points of damage plus sneak attack, and all the dice get doubled. So I want you to click sneak attack twice.
Oh, where? Oh, on my character sheet. Okay. Sneak attack. Here it is. Come on. Yeah.
And again, click it again.
And
again.
Gloria, I think that we see like the ship is like moving, the tentacles are still like wrapped into the freighter, battles are happening behind you, and I think that we see you like slip and stumble, but like you catch your footing, aiming carefully, and the arrow I think rips clean through the throat of this dwarf who's like lifted up off the ground, his feet like surging as he crashes onto the deck behind, just destroyed, his throat like completely ripped out by your shot. Gloria, that was your bonus action. That was your action. You have a little movement if you'd like to reposition, but otherwise that's your turn.
How many steps can I go behind the 2 that are attacking Flux?
Absolutely, you can. You can move 25 feet given what you have going on here. So with your bow, you don't want to probably be in melee range, but you could dart around to like here. Is that what you like?
Yeah, that looks good.
Cool. Chunk, you are up on 2.
Now, not one to be outdone. This obviously makes me absolutely furious that I've been saved from combat. When I would quite like to smash some heads in. So I sort of look round at Gloria and sort of snort, and then dust myself off, roll my shoulders, and it's time for some combat. So I look at Flux in a bit of trouble. With his the other dwarf still very much on him, and I say, "All right, okay." What can I say? In the words of the great warrior poet, MC Hammer, stop. it's hammer time, and I grab my warhammer, and
Incredible. I love it so much.
I
All in
reach
6
forward,
seconds.
and I reach forward, and I swing my warhammer over my head, and make a big, huge swing towards the dwarf on the right there with the 13 hit points. So I swing at him.
Go for it.
And try and save Flux. So do I just click on Warhammer two-handed?
Indeed, that's exactly it. 19.
Lovely.
Chunk wearing like a parachute pants? Is that a thing?
yeah, I'm wearing. He does wear parachute pants.
Pirate shoot
In fact,
pants.
as I do it, I sort of slide up and down like this beforehand.
Pirate shoot pants, indeed.
Pirate shoot pants,
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely.
Well played.
Well done.
The hammer, like, just arcing over your head, smashes down into the back of the dwarf. So now if you go down in the chat and click underneath the 19 and the 16, that's where the damage is going to drop out. Yes, with an extra 2 points for rage. Are you raging? You said you raged? Yeah, right?
Yeah. I'm furious. I'm raging.
Yep. Why would you not? Crack! The hammer like smashes down into the back of this dwarf. I think we hear like bone shatter as like the one arm kind of drops low, his left like shoulder just crushed. Chunk, that was your bonus action. That was your action. You have a little more movement if you want to reposition. Otherwise, that is your turn.
I'm gonna stick where I am.
Okay, got it. I think that with that, we come around to the top of the turn, and I think that we see this Mind Flayer kind of peering down at the lot of you like, insipid fools. I suppose I'll have to do this myself then. And I think that eyeing the lot of you, probably Chunk seems like the most openly ferocious. And you feel this kind of like probing sense of someone in the back of your mind. And I believe that it's going to psionically enact a Crown of Thorns or Crown of Madness upon you. And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, Chunk. Difficulty is going to be pretty high.
You are muted.
Sorry, I'm just looking at here.
So up like top left corner of your sheet, like just to the right of like your strength and dexterity or your saves. Oh,
I think I've already done
you
it,
have
yeah.
9 is
Wonderful.
a meaningful failure. So you are charmed, and I think that you see Flux as you're like looking at the dwarf next to you. This like jagged iron crown appear, like kind of wrapping itself around the dwarf's head. Madness glowing in their eyes. So you're gonna have to use your action on each of your turns to make a melee attack against a creature other than yourself. I'll just make note of this here. We'll circle back on it when we get to your turn. That was the Mind Flayer's turn. The 2 dwarves are going to go. One of them is going to like wheel around, taking another shot at Flux. One of them for Chunk. 12 and 12. Do those hit either of you?
Miss. You're muted, man.
How can I tell if it has?
Armor class, your armor class, kind of right next to your hit points, up in sort of the top center, right by initiative, armor class, hit points.
14, so...
That's a miss.
Yep.
I have missed. I need to roll your AC or higher. So the
Okay.
12, the one spear like kind of jabs right into your armor, Flux, like just metal like grinding a little bit as it deflects off. The second one, Chunk, you just duck as the spear like wails right over your head. And yeah, I think that with that, Flux, you are up on 8.
Yeah. Ooh. Can he take it? I'm so tempted. Yeah, he's probably got a high constitution. All right. So Flux sort of like seeing the crown form over Chunk, and probably not being able to tell where Gloria is. How far away is Gloria actually?
She's not far, yeah. I think you could probably see her. She didn't hide. I think you could see her like tucked in under this kind of ledge in front of you, right? Like pulling another arrow out.
Yeah, fair. All right. We are going to cast magic missile. So like these like little things out the back of the armor come out through the back and just go into the air. And we're going to go one on the one that just got hit by Chunk, and then two on my guy to the left. Can I do that?
Yep, you absolutely can.
The same person.
Yep, each magic missile, if you click it, it'll just drop one out. So let's do the first one on this guy. 4, the first magic missile like blasts into this one in front of Chunk, and it staggers back, dropping onto the deck, deceased. The second 2 pound into the one in front of you, and I think he like staggers back a step, and the second one hits him in the head. He tumbles over, both of them downed. These dwarves dealt with handily, as it were. Flux, that was your action. You have movement and a bonus action.
Yeah, seeing that Chunk's gone into rage and has just had some weird crown that I can't quite explain go on, I'm a back away. I'm a back away from them. Is this a set of steps?
Yep.
Is the mind flayer on a higher level?
Yes, there are steps like leading up to a kind of platform in front of you, and then there's almost like a terrace that the mind flayer is like looking down at you all from. And I think at this point you see a second mind flayer even on a higher terrace, like staring up at the battle that rages on the freighter behind you, you know.
Oh, good. Oh, good. We got 2 mind. Excellent. Okay. Right. One. Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. So Flux is going to come right up against this thing here, spot the second mind flayer, and immediately just fall prone. like Andy's just walked into the room. Like.
You even fell out of the green screen. That's perfect.
Yeah. Really. Yeah.
You cannot see me.
I can't see me. You can't see me.
I am invisible.
Yeah,
that's my turn.
With that, Gloria, you are up.
Okay, so I'm right by the kind of like balcony, aren't I?
Mm-hmm.
My acrobatics is quite good, so I'm gonna like do a backflip up, up onto the balcony, and then sort of like have my bow ready, just to go. That's
Excellent. I'm gonna have you make an acrobatics check. You're just gonna want to mouse over it in the list and just click it. Excellent. 11. I think that like you jump up into this like backflip and like it's a little bit higher than you expected. I think you tumble over the back, like you make it, but it is not a graceful landing. You kind of smash into the railing, like rolling across the ground. Your bow is like still in your hand, the arrow in the other one, but you're prone on your back as you're like laying here. You still have the rest of your action though. What would you like to do?
I'm like, oh, that was a humdinger. Oh my god, I said my name. Can I? Is there somewhere I can like hide while I kind of so I can recuperate for the next go?
I mean, you still have an action. You certainly could hide. You have your whole bonus action too. The trouble is, like, you're out now on this open deck, right? You can try to like charge forward and hide somewhere up in front of you if you want. Like get under their line of sight, right? Like press yourself up against the wall so they kind of can't see down towards you.
Can I see the guy on the balcony?
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna do my bonus action again, the steady aim.
Mm-hmm.
So then I can attack
with advantage.
My bow again.
Yep.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Okay. Right. So I just click short bow again.
Mm-hmm. Excellent that you took the steady shot. So that's a 21. That in fact hits. I think like you fire an arrow, like plunges into the shoulder of this mind flayer. So you can roll damage with 1 sneak attack.
Okay.
Ryan's.
Nice.
Ryan's gonna kill a mind flayer.
And then also, yeah, I know. Also, Ryan, click underneath short bow, under the 5 and the 21. That'll be the damage from the actual attack plus the sneak.
On the chat.
Yep. It's a little weird how like the damage you have to go down to do it, but excellent. 13 points of damage. The arrow like sailing up hits this mind flayer, and I think now it turns looking at you like, oh, very well then. You're next, I suppose. Gloria, that was your movement action, bonus action. Chunk, it's your turn. And I think that you feel this like furious compulsion in your mind as this mind flayer has driven its thoughts into your head, and it wants you to take down Flux, take him out.
Okay. So I feel these sort of metallic prongs going into my mind, and I'm overcome with a maddening, a rage I haven't experienced before, and the madness it drives me to do strange things. I look into Flux's diminutive form. I stare into him, and I in the moment where I'm getting these compulsions over me, my warhammer lays in front of me, and for a brief moment I look at it on the floor, and much like I'm learning how to ride a broomstick, I shout up, like like Ron Weasley attempting to get his. I've clearly gone a bit mental, but no, in time. I sort of I take a few steps towards Flux. Clearly, otherwise, my mind sort of having sort of issue grunting as I walk towards him, sort of dragging my feet. And I mean, do I have a choice here? Are these powers something I can overcome, or is this something that is?
No, you failed your saving throw, which means that you're charmed. You must use your action to attack somebody that this Mind Flayer chooses. That's Flux. On your subsequent turns, you are there using control, right? The target can make a wisdom saving throw at the end of each of your turns. So after you finish your round here, you get another save to see if you break loose.
Another wisdom. Yep. Okay. So I stare at Flux. Maybe I sort of sheathe the very, very heavy warhammer, and I grab. Oh shit! They've all got good damage. Fuck.
Oh no, I'm above.
Yeah, I hit things so hard. Yeah.
All right, I have my. I've got my hand axe, so I grab that out, and I sort of feel this power in my arm that's driving it forward, and I throw my hand axe forward and release it at Flux's face.
Go for it.
So I throw the hand axe.
16. Does that hit you, Flux?
Is that not a disadvantage because I'm prone?
Oh,
and
you are
ranged.
prone, and it is at disadvantage. Yeah, great call. I love when players know things.
It missed. Yeah. By one, it missed.
I'm so sorry, Flux. Oh,
what are you doing?
I think we see the axe tang, bang off of the back of the prone gnome. That was your action chunk. You have movement, and you can roll your saving throw, another wisdom save at the end of the round.
Okay. Well, can I throw the wisdom throw now?
Yeah.
Wunderbar. Okay. There's my wisdom save.
You are still ensorcelled by this psionic intrusion, as it were. So you have your movement.
I can move. Can I? How far away can I get from Flux? Am I able to, or do I have to keep advancing towards him?
Well, you could try to move away from them. Your movement as a dwarf barbarian, 25 feet. You have 25 feet.
Am I able to move sort of? Oh shit! Sorry. Am I able to move up the steps and sort of put myself between this Mind Flayer and my two companions?
Sure, you come barreling up the stairs, standing in the middle of the deck, looking up the crown of thorns wreathed around your head. And I think that that's the end of your turn. We roll into the next round of combat, and I think we see the Mind Flayer scowling down at you you are already mine, fool dwarf. Now you will take the other gnome. And then I think though that the camera kind of zooms around, right? It's panning around the deck of the ship. We see Flux flat on the stairs. Gloria getting ready to knock another arrow. This Mind Flayer is standing on the deck with an arrow protruding from them. But I think that the camera pans up and we see the battle raging on the Golden Loon, the freighter behind. There are entire freight containers falling off the side of the ship, ripping open. I think we're watching weapons and toys and silks and foodstuffs floating away into the weightless void of space around these ships. The tentacles from this kind of Nautilus ship rending metal, explosions, fire, lightning. And I think it's at this point that we see from the upper deck of the freighter that brought you all here to harvest the whale glands for your performance enhancing drug here in the cosmos. You all hear the sound. It's a sound that you know, though you haven't heard it many times from your time on this deck. It is the Ionic Canon of the freighter, and I think it's like pointing down towards the Nautilus ship, and we hear it like charging up. As this like kind of Star Wars like concussive blast rolls down at the Nautilus ship, which is rent to pieces, and the three of you are kind of blasted off the deck of the ship in disparate directions, cartwheeling into the void of stars around you and plummeting towards the globe of a planet in the distance. It is a brownish planet, a planet of savanna grasses and rivers, of rolling hills, a planet ruled by an imperial monarchy of ogres, unlike the ones you might know from other worlds, a planet called Malpiedi Prime. And I think smash cut to a group of individuals making their way back from their exploits last week. I think that to clarify, the three of you are all knocked unconscious. I'm doing DM fiat things for our one shot here, so forgive me. I don't usually do this kind of stuff, but also whatever. And so we see the kind of group of you coming back from your exploits last week, returning to the village of Banton, where you met Beckett, the kind of leader of this community, and the boy Ailas. And so the professor, you're not there yet, but Asturias and Rhea, you are. And I think that as we see you kind of approaching this small wooden town, the stockade wall still smashed and burned from the recent attack, a group of villagers, these kind of humans and half-elves, come running out towards you. Beckett, their leader, here at the front. And I think that Beckett is like, thank the gods you're back. They came and took the boy. Ailas, he's gone.
Wait, what?
They took the boy while you went.
Ooh.
I think it was that damned diplomat Kernus. I can't be certain, but I'm pretty sure one of the villagers actually secreted him out of my place during the night and brought Ailas to meet him. He had too much interest in him. Listen.
Oh, man.
We've got trouble.
Okay. If we get this boy back again, he's coming on our ship, because, like, clearly you guys cannot take care of him. We just dealt with one problem. Now we got to deal with this too.
Serious, is there anything in the handbooks about stealing kids in the diplomat's handbook? It seems not like a diplomat thing to do.
I don't think it's stealing. I think it's protecting.
No, not us. Them. They still...
Oh, yeah.
He said that diplomat over there stole the kid.
It's frowned upon. Yeah.
Oh, just frowned upon.
I think the diplomat has broken the diplomat code of conduct.
Yeah, I agree.
Not good.
Okay, we should go do something about that.
More fires? Oh, God. These fucking guys.
I think back, it's like we've got an altogether different problem, though. Look, there. And I think he points to the east, and I think that you see, like, smoke from fires, and he's like, it's the rest of the cast-offs. They're coming. They're coming for vengeance. Look, I know, that's exactly what I said. These fucking guys. Look, I've got an idea. I've been holding out a little bit. The truth of the matter is, I've been to the capital city many times before.
Oh, that's
I know
the
back
bad
routes and ways in. I
Yeah,
know how to
definitely
get you
leave
all
him
to
here.
wherever he might be
He likes
held.
to run away
So I
from
can
a
take you.
fight.
I can lead you in to the prisons. But I need somebody to stay here and defend these poor bastards. You, Turtle, with the bees, and the archer girl, and what's your friend called? The bad man? All right, look. I've seen enough. I've seen enough to know that that these three capable
Yeah, I
people.
think if we're
need
gonna
you to
go
stay.
sneaking around the city, better
Defend
go
my
get the
friends.
giant hip.
You've got some
the
arms
giant
at the ship that
So
we
yeah,
can
we
pick
should
up.
go get. We should go
Let's
get,
go get them.
Fry Bottom, and
Let's make
we'll be on
haste.
our way.
Let's see if we can get this boy back. And by the gods, if we
Let's
can get our
go.
hands on him, you can take him the fuck off of this world on that ship or whatever it's called.
I'm night. I'm night. I'm night.
Yeah.
Let's go. Come on.
Yeah.
And I think
And
that
what
we
about
see
Doc
Jake
and Waffle?
Lux and the Badman just like, I think the Badman's like, I am the knight. They stand no chance, you know? And Jake is saying something, but all we hear is the bees, you know, and he's like, and Lux is just yelling, yeah, we'll take care of them. And so with that, Doc and Waffle are going to have to guard the ship or fly it because we like smash cut to Beckett, Rhea, Asturias. You stand outside the Dragonfly, this strange ship, as it were, shaped like the insect of its name. And so, yeah, I think that Professor, you've been here with Doc and Waffle for the past day, essentially.
Yeah, I
the
think
ship
you
itself.
see the
And I
professor
think
kind
that
of
you
walk
see your two
down
companions returning
from
with
the
leader
ship.
of the village.
He's wearing,
They're standing
unlike
outside
his
of the ship
tweed
itself.
Norfolk jacket
And
that
Doc's
he's
like
usually
tinkering
wearing.
with something.
He
Waffle's
seems
got
very
the torch,
relaxed in like a silk robe.
working on something.
He's
and,
holding a
yeah.
book.
Doc's
He's
just
got
like, take care of that. Take care of that. I'm in the middle of all of this.
glasses. And good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome back, welcome back. I hope you had as relaxing a time as I did.
Oh, we gotta go. You
Go.
gotta get dressed. Yeah, you gotta.
Yeah,
go.
man, your relaxing time is over.
Done.
Oh goodness. What on earth is the cause?
Put on some clothes.
I have on clothes, of course, but
Uh,
I like to relax when it's reading time.
Oh,
okay.
you gotta put on your fighting clothes. The boy,
Battle.
the boy's gone. So
The
again.
boy.
yeah,
what
the
boy?
boy?
Oh,
You know.
the boy.
You forgot about the boy.
I forgot about the boy. I'm sorry. I was engrossed in my reading. Yes. Yes. Okay. Very well. I will be right back. And he charges back into the ship. And
He's
very
changing
quick-
with a dexterity of 0. Like
Yes,
taking his
yes.
pants on.
It's like throwing stuff off, and it like takes forever retying the bow tie, and like can't quite get it right, and then eventually, oh, very well. Where shall we go?
Yeah, Beckett. Is Beckett there? Is Beckett with us?
Yeah. And yeah, and so Beckett
Should
is like
we
standing here
fly-
with you, and he's
how-
like,
How long of a
if they've got
journey?
him
Should
in
we
the
take the
city,
ship?
I know where he might
Or would that be a little
He
bit
says,
too,
he
you know?
says, I've got ways
Conspicuous?
we'll head to
Yeah,
the
big old
Central
ship.
Market
You
Plaza
know, you'd never
from
seen
there,
one before,
we'll
so-
see. But I should be able to have some contacts that can make our way into the actual prison cells and get him out.
Oh yeah.
Wait, can
Well, I guess I
Yeah.
could have changed on the way, but I'm ready now.
Better that
he
you
says,
changed
I mean,
now.
can it
Oh, yeah.
stay low to the ground?
Very well.
It's a bit of a journey. If we can take
yeah,
this
Could we get like
thing,
flying-
Doc?
who's
Could we get
flying
like
the
I've
ship?
never
Doc?
seen anything
the-
like this thing.
Doc is flying the
Yeah.
ship.
All right, let's take the ship. Let's take the ship.
Yeah.
It's better that you changed now. Who's flying the ship? Yes.
Doc can fly the ship. Melissa in the chat, you're flying the ship. And so Doc's just like, and we see the little metal dragon that is Waffle, like, still like torching and working the kind of one area, and Doc like slips into the Spelljammer helm, sitting back in the, like, all right, let's go. And I think we see the feet of the Dragonfly raise up off the ground, and the ship begins like racing over the grass, right? The grass like parting as we go. And I think that we smash cut again here as Flux, Chunk, Gloria, The last thing you remember was hurtling through space towards a planet that was further away than you ever could have survived crashing into. But your eyes open. You're battered. You're injured. You're hurt. And you're in a cell. That's what it looks like. It's a small kind of like 15 by 15 foot room. And in front of you is what appears to be this kind of wall of
here
force
that needs to be asked.
That's just got you kind of like trapped.
Why did you throw that axe at me?
And yeah, the three of you see each other as you're all kind of coming to slowly, to like rolling around.
About 3 years ago, when we were sitting in the mess canteen, and you told me haggis tasted like shite. No, mate, no. I don't know, something came over me, a rage I couldn't handle. There were strange powers going on in my mind. There was a weird, thorny pain. It was very strange, my friend. Very strange.
You've been drinking again, haven't you? That's what it is. I knew it.
Well, let me check. Let me check my diary. Has the day got a Y in it? Yes, I've been drinking.
Okay. Just gets out a little notepad. Stay away from Chunk when been drinking. Carries hand axe. Grumpy. Right. Okay. Made a note. That's fine.
I just want to know, Chunk.
Am I free? My psionic thorny crown as we speak? Is it now sort of dissipated? Am I free? All right, in that case, I'll say, don't be such a wee Jesse.
I just want to know, Chunk, is this a racist attack against gnomes? Because I'm not.
Yeah, it's long gone.
If you're going to be on the crew,
it's long gone. Your mind is your own once again.
Man. Gloria, sorry, wee little lady, you're safe. You're safe.
It's just because of my beard. How dare you? How dare you? You know, it's a commentary.
Where are we? Does anyone remember anything?
I've got no idea. All I remember is harvesting that I was elbow deep in that whale gland, getting that freight, and the next thing I know we're in getting attacked, and I was so outrageously angry, and now we're stuck in this wee cell.
Can we see anything in particular, Philly? Can we?
Absolutely. You see, like on the other side of kind of this room, there's like, it looks like a stone room. The walls are all like this white kind of polished marble. And you see like a secondary alcove across from you, mirroring the one you're in, that has all your equipment. Your delightful armor has been stripped from your body. You kind of see it sitting there and you're like, son of a and I think that there's like these kind of glimmering white orbs like levitating in this hallway, casting light around you. And I think it's at this point actually that you see a figure, a shadow kind of coming down the hallway, and this figure appears in front of this kind of clear wall of force that has you trapped in here. And it is this tall, almost elvish looking fellow, these long pointed ears, like blonde hair, kind of like cascading down over their shoulders. They're wearing this like luxurious kind of robe, and with them is what appears to be like a young elvish boy, and there's this kind of gold like luminescence almost to his eyes, and I think that the tall man like stops and he's like, well, this would not be my first choice, but it will do for now. You're not going to give me any trouble, are you, Ailas? You lot, stand back. Don't make me subdue you. And I think we see the tall figure like touches the wall for a second, and like this little like opening appears in the force, and he shoves the boy into the chamber with the three of you.
Yeah.
Says,
You want us to?
I'll be back soon enough. Hurt him, and your time here will be very short.
Am I able
sorry,
to
are
do
you
something
confused?
right now?
He's like looking over a lot of you.
I'm gonna say, keep your wee little golden boy, and beat my now bare chest. I'm simply wearing under my armor. I wear nothing but a loincloth.
What do you want to do?
I beat my chest, and I immediately grab the small boy by the neck, in order to test this. I'm still very angry, so I immediately grab this small boy by the neck, and begin to throttle him gently, in order to try and elicit some sort of response from this terrifying dark figure. I'm afraid of no man or elf.
Fair enough. Okay, so you grab the boy easily enough, right? And you've kind of like got him in this headlock. Oh boy, I'm showing the chat all the secrets now. And so I think that we see him just like
Not gonna go well.
And
sabotage the DM.
Yeah,
oh,
Chunk. I'm going to have you roll another wisdom saving throw. Maybe, probably not. You get it? You get it? In fact, you have succeeded with your difficulty as he just kind of like leans towards the wall and he murmurs to you like, I would suggest that you protect that boy with every hair on your head, or you will suffer a fate worse than death, dwarf. And you feel like this like tug in your mind, and you're like, not again, not again.
I'm gonna, big words for such a. No, hang on, wait.
So what are you gonna do after he says this and it doesn't work?
Tighten my grip on the small boy's neck and say, if you want this boy, you'll have to come and take him yourself. I'm very aggressive. I'm being put in this small cell, and so I'm testing this man. So I squeeze his neck harder and invite the tall dark figure to bring it on as such.
Got it. So I'm just going to ask Gloria and Flux, what are you two doing as Chunks got this boy and is now like threatening this guy on the other side?
Do you have any idea what the hell is going on?
Flux, you look over your shoulder, and where Flux was right next to you, he's actually right back against the wall, like as far as possible from this situation, and just being like, no, don't touch the boy. Yeah, fine, no problem. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, none of us are gonna touch. Oh God. And just, I think he falls prone again.
It's like a
one of those goats.
Sheep.
Yeah, like the fainting goats. Yeah,
His balance is in flux. It's great.
I think I turned to Chunk and I'm just like, Chunk, what exactly is your plan?
It's exactly that.
I look back at Gloria, and I again snort derisively. With my free hand, I beat my chest again, and I simply scream my own name, Chunk Buckfast. Which yeah.
I'm gonna have.
I feel this isn't gonna go.
I'm gonna have you roll one more wisdom saving throw, Chunk, as we see this guy outside the door just kind of like sigh, like, I hate dwarves. Oh wow! Wow. That, by the way, is so good. As we see the figure kind of lean up against the outside of the wall of force, and he's just like, you've known this boy all your life. You wouldn't want to hurt him. He is your dearest friend, isn't he? And like he completely fails to modify your memory. It's like you're so drunk that you can barely remember anything anyway. You wouldn't remember this boy if you had known him for your whole life. And I think now he just like sighs frustrated, like and it's at this point that from behind you see this like tall woman appear, and he kind of turns his head a little bit like, Karina, what do you want? and there's suddenly like this blast of light, and this figure is like thrown up into the air and he crashes down out of line of sight from where you are. And she turns, like looking at the three of you in the cell. She touches the wall force dissipates, and she's like, I don't know who the three of you are or why they've got you imprisoned here, but that boy is coming with me. I'm taking him out of this place. So you can join me and follow us, or you can stay and make whatever revenge you wish against this idiot. I believe these are yours. And she like steps across the hall, like touching the panel on the other side, and like that whole like side opens up, exposing your equipment. And I think the boy is in your arms.
I
and he just kind of whispers
my grip
please don't
and
kill me.
allow him to fall from my grasp. And I turn to Flux and Gloria and say, "See, sometimes brawn triumphs over brains," and sort of sniff and stride confidently towards our equipment.
I pick up Flux.
Okay.
As he's passed
so,
out and kind of like
what about the
carry
rest
him
of you
over
two?
as well.
Flux.
What happened? Did we win?
Shush, Flux. It's all okay. Everything's good.
Okay. Where are we going? What's happening?
It's okay. Shh.
Okay. I just sort of like nuzzle in. Oh, this is nice.
And so I think we see the sight of Ailas, this woman, Karina, the three of you as you're kind of like starting to get your equipment on, Flux leaning in for comfort with Gloria. And I think we cut like one more time to a staircase as the Dragonfly has been parked. Doc will wait with the ship for you all to send word. And so we see Rhea, Asturias, and the Professor following this kind of half-elven form of Beckett as he's leading you down the staircase. And he's like, this is the Grand Plaza. He says, a mercantile quarter, really, but it leads the way down through the prisons. The capital city of Isol used to be a much more welcoming place than it has been in recent decades, but nonetheless, come. We'll see how close we can get before anything gets intense. I can't be sure what the lot of you are doing here or what sent you to this place, but you've been a gift to us. This boy, I don't know why he came from the stars or who he is, but his fate's important to me. I want to get him out of here alive.
Yeah, that's what we're here to do.
Yes, what they said, of course.
Just a giant griff, a fearbolg sneaking around the city. So let's go.
And so yeah, we see like the 8-foot tall Rhea, the Fearbolg, the enormous 400-pound gift queue of Professor Reginald, and Asturias, the red-skinned winged tiefling. Totally inconspicuous, following this half-elf. And I think as you come racing down the stairs, the camera kind of turns. We see this massive kind of central plaza. Looks almost like there's this magnificent mosaic in the floor of what looks kind of like a clock. There are figures moving around. They appear like half ogres and other taller, like these elves that are actually 8 or 10 feet tall. And as a lot of you come running down the stairs, I think the camera turns and we see another staircase directly opposite you where a group of figures is also running down. An armored gnome, an armored dwarf, another gnome with a bow slung over her back, and Ailas kind of running with them, and at their lead is one of these incredibly kind of tall elvish folk. And I think as she's leading you prisoners, she's just this is the great plaza of the capital city of Isol. There will be patrols, but hopefully we'll be able to get past them with ease. And I think it's at this moment that you step out into this kind of open space and you hear a voice we know what you're after, Karina. Give us the boy, or all of you die. And a lot of you hear this from the other side. And I've brought you into this new map. A lot of you are all here at the bottom.
Yeah.
Oops, I need a Beckett. I forgot my Beckett. Yep, that's a good Beckett. There he is. And so, yeah, here we are. Oops.
Oops.
Oh, that lady's so tall.
Oops.
She's very large.
Oops.
A very large
Yeah.
lady. Oh, there's our little boy. There he is.
Yep. And there is young, sweet Ailas is kind of like standing next to this woman. You see these two gnomes and a dwarf standing behind them. This hulking kind of half-ogre figure is like in front of them. And it just like growls like, you lot are the prisoners. Oh, no. This won't do at all. Are you going to go back to the cells and be good? Or am I going to have some fun?
I don't mind. I'm happy to go back to the cells if that's what's more convenient for everyone else. That's okay. I don't really want any trouble, Mr. Giant Ogre.
Well, that's one.
I'm here
What
for the
about
fun
you,
times.
dwarf?
That's why I'm here. When you say fun times, what do you mean?
Let's
I'm
break
going
out
to
the
beat
Twister
you
and
up.
Monopoly and have a nice sit-down evening, my friend. And let's play some games. And in a clear challenge to this man, Ogre.
Excellent. And so I think he's like kind of towering over you, and we see him just proceed to like he pulls this axe off of his belt, like kind of balancing it lightly in his hand, and he looks to the woman like, I'll take care of these three first. He says the Undying brought them to us, so they must be as important as the boy. You can try to run, Karina, but you know you'll never get out. And, meanwhile, like, Rhea, Asturias, Reginald, you're all standing here with Beckett, and Beckett is like, by the gods, what do we do?
Do you know any of them?
Just the boy. Ailas! He like screams.
The boy. There he is.
And, yeah. And I think Beckett is like, Ailas! He yells. And a lot of you see this group, Flux, Chunk, Gloria, standing on the other side of this red-winged tiefling, a massive, like, hippopotamus person, and, like an 8.5-foot tall firbolg with, like, a big turtle shell emblazoned in the center of her tabard. And the boy, like, kind of looks.
Okay.
I believe those
rest
people
in
have
that
taken
time
the boy.
in the prison cell, Philly, by any chance?
Looks over to them like, Beckett,
Everybody, us too.
Rhea,
Oh,
please
bless.
help us. And he like goes to
Thank
start to run,
God.
and the ogre's like,
Thank
And
God.
I think at this
Also,
point,
Troy,
this is where we'll have all
loving
you
the
roll
accent,
initiative.
never
Again.
change. It's brilliant.
Never change.
I
It's
apologize before we started, and I will apologize.
I'm here for
Yeah,
it, man. I
full
think
rest.
you're
Everybody
killing
get
it.
full rest. Also, there was a long flight here. Doc had to fly for a minute, so you all were able to
Zero.
rest.
Oh, good evening. Initiative. That's what I'm doing.
Average
Sorry.
day.
Oh, come on, Torrid.
Need to add my intelligence.
Oh.
He's amazing.
Why
right?
do I roll so poorly?
Wow. And with that modifier too.
That's what I'm saying. I even get
Still,
to add
yeah.
my intelligence
Oh, yeah.
because I have a dexterity of 0. And
Yep.
no,
Yep. Yep.
Nope. Look, Reginald, the professor, not so much on the being aware of things, right?
Yeah.
I got 21.
And I rolled a 20.
Yes, fired and Torrid.
A nat 20. 0 initiative bonus.
Can I just ask you, Torin and Ryan, what did you guys roll? Nice. Now you all are kicking it into gear.
Okay,
so I think that with that, Gloria, after your
what I wanna
comment
do
about
is I wanna-
Monopoly and
yeah.
Twister, I think I got everybody in here. Yeah, I see all in here. You may act first. Quickest gnome in the room. What would you like to do, Gloria?
Okay.
I think I just was going to say, I think as you like turn and take in the rest of like this plaza, you could see there are a couple of other like half ogres in the room to your north that seem to be like getting ready to engage in the fray, as it were.
Right, I want to
and another one
use
of the
my
tall
acrobatics
elves
ability
that is pointing at you, like, kind of like talking for a
to
minute,
basically sort of like
just so
leap
you have
up
the lay of the
the
land,
ogre's
so to
body so I
speak.
can get on top of his head. That's my plan.
Yeah.
Once I'm up there, I just want to, because I've got a rapier, I just want to bury it in the back of his spine, like, you know. Down.
Okay, what do you do once you're up there?
That's my plan.
Yes.
So casual.
Amazing, just as you do.
Oh, that old maneuver, eh? Climbing on top of an ogre, jamming the rapier in its spine. That's
Okay, Brett, go ahead and
Classic. Yeah, classic.
make an acrobatics check.
Okay, here we
Call
go.
that the Matadoger.
Oh,
Whoa, yeah.
I'm gonna say make an acrobatics check here, Gloria. 23, hell yes. I think we see you like dart past Ailas, the boy, and you kind of like tumble forward, like launching yourself up, and you like grab a piece of his armor and then up onto the shoulder, and suddenly like you're standing, one foot planted on either of his shoulders, kind of like straddling his head from behind. The rapier comes out. Go ahead, make your
and then
attack
click
roll.
on
Want to
rapier,
use your
yeah?
bonus action for advantage?
Okay.
Yeah, sure, do it.
Nice.
Yes, indeed. That's an 18 hits. You bury the sword down into his back. We hear him like, roll damage plus sneak attack.
And then do I click on rapier? What do I click? Oh, rapier. There we go.
Hell yeah.
oh yeah.
Yeah, you
Oh.
click on rapier in the chat. You got it. Perfect. That's 14 points of damage. You drive the sword down into his neck. He like howls out in pain. Blood kind of like streaming down his back, dripping off the blade as you yank it back out. And here you stand straddling this fool's head on his shoulders. You probably got like one hand on his vaguely pointed ear, like, Gloria, that was your action, your movement, your bonus action. That brings like a chunk
I
on
survey
20.
the room. Now, can I roll for intimidation here? Can I? Okay.
Of course, you can certainly roll for whatever you'd like. What are you trying to do?
I say, who else wants some of my weird little bearded, pointy-hatted friends? And I sort of splay my arms out like this with my warhammer in one hand, and I watch this unfold in front of me. It makes me fall into a state of how do I say this? Happy rage.
Yeah.
A sort of I'm any combat just makes me furious. So obviously I'm going to go for rage.
So it's
I
like
try
a
and intimidate the
euphoric
room.
fury. Yeah, go for it. Go for it. Go ahead. Make an intimidation roll.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that like the ogre in front of you, occupied as it is trying to like swat at Gloria behind. But I think you hear laughter from like up on the northern portion of the room as one of the other ogres is like, "Are we allowed to crush these bugs?" And you see like one of these tall elven-looking fellows further up north, like, "Absolutely not. Vran demands that they be kept alive, but the boy is of the most importance. Break their legs, but keep their mouths talking." That is just a free thing. You could go ahead and have a real action here, Chunk. What else you want to do?
Okay, well, obviously, in that case, after being mocked mercilessly, I obviously get extremely angry now, and I absolutely run in with my two-handed warhammer, and again scream my own name towards the ogre that is currently mounted. So I charge in with a now. If I want to do my reckless attack, how do I do
You
that?
do, but check it out. I'm going to say that because Gloria is standing on this idiot's shoulders, you're flanking, so you already have advantage if you want.
Okay.
So you don't have to go reckless if you don't want. Here, 16 would hit.
Okay, absolutely. Okay, then I shall do that.
For 12 points of damage.
Yeah.
What does it look like as you hammer into this idiot?
As he's sort of distracted with obviously the gnome on his back, I sort of take a side swipe with my warhammer, and it clocks into his jaw, sending his head twisting harshly, with the rapier still embedded down the back of his spine. And his little pointed teeth, one of his pointed teeth, flies across the room and bounces across the marble floor. Blood splatters all over the lovely green surface. The unicorn, obviously covered in sort of green ogre blood. Yeah.
Love it, Chunk. That was your action. That was your movement. This half ogre here is going to go. I think that it's going to be more concerned with the gnome on its shoulders than the dwarf by its feet. And it takes like this battle axe that it's holding and just like swings wide like with one hand and tries to kind of like chop you as you're up like standing over its head. What's your armor class, Gloria?
My armor class is 13.
13, a 17 hits, unfortunately. You're like trying to kind of like keep your balance up there, keep it all together. Oof! With a ferocious, cleaving chop, this axe hammers into you. I'm going to have you roll another acrobatics check to see if you could hold your position.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some real damage on the board here. That's 13. I think that you've got it. I think like you like are hurt badly as this axe like cleaves through your armor, like gouging up against your ribs. You feel blood flowing freely down the side of you. That was its turn. Meanwhile, up here, I think we see this kind of blonde-haired figure come like racing down towards you, and it's yelling at this kind of woman that's got Ailas. And he's just like, you're a fool, Karina. Vran will reward us if we continue to work for him. You know what he plans. You know that we can be gone from this wretched place. Give me the boy. Commit yourself to the plan. You act against your own best interests. That's its turn. Asturias, you're up on 13.
Okay.
I was just having that feeling too.
I'm so confused about this dude up here.
Good.
Okay, well, I'm not as dangerous as this situation is over here with the gnome and the dwarf both attacking this ogre. I'm gonna leave that to them. I don't want anything that I might throw in that direction to hurt these people that are with Ailas. And seem to be trying to protect him, I think, even though we've never met. So I'm going to cast a guiding bolt at the other guy up here, right? I can reach him, yeah.
You sure can.
Okay. Then that's what we're going to do.
Go for it. Yep. That is a 9. That unfortunately misses.
Brutal.
So I think that the three of you, the prisoners, as it were, I think you see this like red-winged tiefling like coalesce these like stars and just fire this beam of starlight at the kind of ogre up here in the northern portion of the room. But he like sees it coming and kind of ducks out of the way as it like crashes into the like pedestal behind. Asturias, that was your action. You have movement and a bonus action.
I do. I mean, I'm going to turn into the Star Archer because that's my favorite thing to do. And then I'm also going to move up in here just to kind of get in the center of things so I can shoot my various stars in whatever necessary direction I need to.
And so just to clarify for the newcomers, you're literally a glowing constellation.
I'm turning into the constellation of an archer. Yeah, so I am glowing. I'm shooting stars. I will be shooting more stars. I might pull down the moon. We'll find out.
Space druid.
Yeah. I am the knight.
That's the other guy.
The other guy. We are the knight together.
Rhea, it is your turn. I would like for you and even you, Professor, to roll insight checks.
Oh, lovely.
Okay. Insight?
Yeah.
Very insightful.
Oh, boy. Rhea, I think that as you are standing here next to Beckett, Beckett is like looking at this blonde figure, and when he was talking about this Fran, the Undying, Beckett is like got this small smile on his face, and he looks back to Ailas with this kind of glimmer in his eyes. And I think that for the first time since you've encountered this man, like, you're like, wait a minute, why is he like so invested in this boy? Like, this might not be what you thought it was. I think there's like a hint of doubt that enters your mind. He seems to have just responded to like whatever this newcomer is saying, and he's like getting ready to like loose his sword in his sheath, you know.
Beckett is? And does the professor pick up on this or not with a 14?
I think not. I think, Professor, you're like more concerned with the battle as it's about to play out. Yeah.
Of course.
Can I try to like give like the professor like a look? It's like oh, that guy. oh no.
And I think the professor just kind of like looks at Freya and just doesn't, does the thing where you just nod and say yes when you clearly don't understand.
Oh, yes, of course.
Oh, cool.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure. Yeah.
It is a very hairy battlefield.
Okay, that's worrying. That changes. So, can you repeat that again? Beckett is like seems to be like smiling and at like what this like blonde-haired guy is saying.
This blonde-haired guy is like yelling at the other like tall elvish woman, like, you know that Vran has a plan for the boy. We can all get out of here. Bring him to me, and we'll bring him to Vran, and everything is going to be great. And Beckett is kind of like smiling at the like arrival of this figure who's like, give me the boy. Beckett's like seems relieved. How about that? He's like, oh, good, okay, good. I'm glad he's here.
Oh, I don't know what to make of any
That's good, yeah.
And I'm not sure I want to attack Beckett at the moment. So
I like confusion, Dan.
Yeah. I think maybe we'll just try to get in front a little bit between Beckett and Ailas then. So Ray is going to move forward 30 feet. And then I think he's going to say, there's like, that was a good try with the guiding bolt, but this is how you do it. I'm going to attack guiding bolt. Oh, that's not how you against the ogre. Sorry, I should have the one that is being attacked already.
Oh, okay. So I think
what I ever do to you?
I think you like point it forward, Rhea, and as you're kind of like looking at Asturias, like this is how you do it. I think that like you just aim it low. The guiding bolt like smashes off the floor. The light like, like, all right, that was your action.
And then for a bonus action, here comes Chompers.
Chompers.
So gonna use spiritual weapon to unleash a floating turtle to attack the ogre.
So yeah, you hear like this furball like conjuring some words of magic, and suddenly this spectral turtle appears flying in the air, trying to like snap and bite at the ogre that Gloria is standing on top of, but it misses.
For the love of Clancy, come on. Both these miss.
Rhea, that's your movement action, bonus action. Professor, you're up on 7.
Yes, I think the professor is unaware of this Beckett situation, though he was distrustful of Beckett earlier. So I do think he just kind of nods and looks at the ogre and says, "Did you hear that? He called you a chunk!" And I should have to agree. He will cast Vicious Mockery on the ogre that the dwarf and friends are fighting. I need a wisdom saving throw.
Okie doke. 9.
9. So that half ogre takes 1 psychic damage, and they have disadvantage on their next attack roll.
Okay, got it. It's just like, it like hears from behind. It's like head is snapping around. The poor like bleeding gnome still like perched on its shoulders. What else you got, Professor?
Yes, he will now move safely by the ally that he has deep trust in at this point, and move over here. And that shall be his turn.
You come darting up next to Asturias. With this, this half ogre is going to act. Right. Yeah, I think this one comes like charging up at the pair of you. Asturias, how high in the air are you flying?
I think I moved a lot, so probably not very high.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's got like this big battle axe in its hand, and I think it like glances up at you like just like chuckles before it looks at Reginald like, "You're a big boy, huh?" And it swings the battle axe at you. 11?
An 11 does not hit.
That definitively does not hit. Yeah, it swings like wide, and the axe like hammers into the tile floor. We see like tiles shatter, this cleaving blow. With that, Flux, you're up on 5. You seem to have allies in this fight that you were not looking for, because you just would have gone back to the cell. What is going on? What is going on? Flux, you're up.
Yeah, Flux was sort of like about to back out, and then realizing that shit's kicking off, terrified by Chunk's 9 intimidation roll.
Mm-hmm.
Shit his pants at that. But has been like slightly buoyed on by Gloria's actions, so is gonna come round to here.
Mm-hmm.
Is going to attempt to climb up the ogre at the same time, fail miserably, and then just like sort of just punch it in the ankle with his thunder gauntlets.
Ankle's very vulnerable, we've learned in recent months. Go for it. Make an attack roll.
And I'll boom and blade this as well.
Heck yeah.
So 19 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
For 6 thunder ankle damage.
You like conjure the magic of the booming blade, this like sonic energy wreathing your fist. Boom! You guys see this little tiny armored gnome punch this half ogre in the shoulder. There's an eruption of thunder which echoes through the plaza. The ankle explodes and just shatters underneath the blow. The ogre like staggering away. Gloria, you like have to do some deft tumbling to roll off, and the ogre is like blasted backwards, where it like breaks when it hits the ground. Tiles like crushing underneath its mass. Flux, you're a killer.
He goes, yeah, you're not gonna break our legs if I break your legs first.
Well said, chap.
Just holding up these like fizzling knuckles.
Flux, that was your movement and your action. Technically, you have a bonus action.
Defensive array.
Oh, okay. Great.
Which is also the little Buzz Lightyear-esque helmet.
Yeah.
This ogre is just gonna come like charging in to like back up its allies. This one's like running down, and I think it looks to like the big tall guy, and it's just like, what are we doing, Curtis? And we see like this tall blonde-haired man like, kill these interlopers, retake the prisoners.
I am not an antelope. I am a gift you.
Gloria, you're up on 21 at the top of the round. You're pretty badly hurt, though your opponent underneath your feet there is dead, thanks to the work of the other gnome in the room. Yeah, what would you like to do?
So I want to rip the ogre's loincloth off to use as a bandage to wrap around my wounded body.
Of course.
But as I do, I'm kind of shocked by the ogre's member. I'm like, oh my god. And I'm sort of like bandaging myself, but like every now and then just casually glancing and being like, whoa.
Must have had some of that whale.
Some whales.
Oh god. Oh jeez.
Another satisfied customer.
Can I regain any health by doing this?
No, but I'm tempted to make you roll a con save to see if you get an infection from his sweaty loincloth.
No.
I'm sorry, I didn't take it here. I'm just yes-ending now. I think no, you don't get any health back from this, sadly, but you still have the rest of your actions and movement.
Rich once told me he's not a yes and person, he's a no but person.
I like no but. Yeah.
No, but you can see if you the loin infects you.
Smart. Yeah.
I look to Flux and I'm like, Flux, help me, I'm dying.
um, you
Do you have anything on you, Flux? Do you have any medicine in that big armored suit thing of yours?
I'll be right with you in about 6 seconds.
I kind of hobble over towards Flux, and sort of like I sort of move towards him.
Sure. Do you want to use your cunning action and try to hide this round? Like, do you try to duck out of sight of these other enemies, or yeah?
Yeah, I want to use my cunning action to use the ogre's loincloth to disguise myself as like a moving carpet.
Absolutely. Go ahead and make a stealth check as you kind of like walk over by Flux and like drop down like the loincloth swallowing up your small form. Yep. Yeah. There's very much like a gnome in a loincloth. Yep. Yeah. So I guess, Gloria, that was your turn. Chunk, you're up on 20.
Okie doke. I watch all this unfold in front of me, and I'm also intrigued by the revealed member in front of me. But I'm more interested in the battle in front of me. So I reach down, and I have as an item here a trophy from an animal you killed.
Oh yeah.
So I will, in one hand, hold up previous members from previous previous half ogres I have killed, and then claim myself a new trophy as I then careen into the room with abandon, and in one hand clasped to my trophies, and in the other hand is my one-handed this time warhammer, and I will advance. I will advance towards the slightly higher up the room half ogre, the one advancing, the one on the edge of the clock face there.
Okay, you got it.
And I will. Okay. Do I have enough for an attack at this point?
Yeah, sure. I think we see you like vault over the first one, taking new trophies. You know, you hit the ground running, hammer spinning in one hand. Go for it. Make an attack roll.
And
the fact
there
that
I
you are
go.
swinging this one-handed because you've got a trophy full of ogre dicks in your other hand.
Yeah,
well, so mechanically on point.
Yep, I guess that's where we are. A 12 does in fact hit, believe it or not, as you're like, boom, for 10 points of damage. What does it look like as you hit him with this thing?
I'm made even more furious as the resonance from the thud that connects with his torso as he sort of cripples down after being hit in the side, crushing perhaps a couple of his ribs.
Mm-hmm.
The bloodied trophies in my hand slip from my grasp and roll across the floor. We can forget about those for a while, but they are across the room. And he sort of crumples as my warhammer catches him in the side. Yeah.
Got it. Okay, that is Chunk on 20. This here half ogre, he dead. I guess this guy goes, this tall blonde-haired figure that's like standing kind of looking over this fight. Costas, I think you heard his name referenced as a couple of times. He takes one step forward like, I don't know who these fools are, but I'm not having any of it. And he begins conjuring some type of magic. Right, he is going to...
Everyone's like, no.
Oh gosh, the more he thinks, the worse it is.
Yeah, I know. I know. It's often pretty bad. He actually comes like darting forward up to here, and I think that he's like, you're a fool to have betrayed us. You should have just kept your head down and listened to orders, sister. And he puts his hand up and blasts the other tall woman with the cone of cold. And she's like... ice just swallows around this woman who like freed the couple of you from prison and is like kind of standing protectively in front of Ailas, as it were. And let me get a saving throw going on. What else is new? I have too many NPCs.
Well, boy. Oh boy.
Oh yeah, she takes 39 points of cold damage, like staggering backwards, where she like collapses in a heap on the floor, like shivering. Ailas like catching some bit of the ice flux, like the edge of this cone of cold, like right next to you. And I think that we all see this tall blonde one like turning and looking at you, like I will freeze you if I have to get you back in that cell. Boy, to me! He like yells to Ailas. That's his turn. Asturias, you're up on 13. I think you're muted, Zed.
39 cold damage.
I think you're
Zed,
muted,
just
Zed.
Fix it. Whatever it is, just fix it, please. Thank you.
Zed, you're muted though. Okay.
You can hear me. You can hear me going, but nobody else could. Yeah. So, sure. Well, not confused about that guy anymore. Very not confused. However, I have more pressing matters to attend to. God, this is so annoying because now I'm going to be in melee with this guy and my archer's going to be at disadvantage. You're the worst.
I know. I suck, yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty horrible.
I think what I'm going to do, actually, is I'm going to cast Healing Word on our friend down here who could use some healing. Let me double check the range.
But she's so expertly hidden. How on earth could you possibly see her?
Where are you, friend? Yeah. I can see that my small friend, who is so well hidden in a corner, is a gnome in a loincloth, is in danger. And I'm gonna cast just a level 1 healing word on my friend over here. The fight is long. You gotta stick with it. That's what I got.
That's good, because I was thinking about going over, but I didn't want to touch the loincloth. Please, I just need to cure wounds, please.
The beauty of a ranged heal. There we go. You get that. And now we're going to do an at disadvantage Star Archer. I'm going to go for...
If you move, you might be able to...
Yeah, if I move and then I provoke... That's true. Fine. Take your attack of opportunity. I don't want to sit here in this forever. It's going to be annoying. Yeah, I'm going to move... Where do I want to go?
Okay.
I know you are.
I'm all about that life. It swings
that'll hit,
wildly
my friend.
That's a 23. Don't worry, it's only 10 points of slashing damage. You feel the axe hammer into your leg, like kind of blood running down your leg, dripping off your heel. Stupid bug.
What an image. What an image.
You guys don't do screenshots in this?
Definitely screenshot that
Every
one.
time.
Get him.
Let's get... There you go, Zed.
I'm just imagining off camera with Rich, just Zed going ape shit. Just like,
just stop it. Come over to Rich's microphone. Tell us what you do. Come on.
Yeah.
Let's get some double Z action. Let's go.
Oh boy. Yep, that's going in the Discord. Uh-huh.
Yeah. They're pretty worked up. Yep, hold on. Are you good?
My computer is absolutely frozen. It won't do a single thing.
Yeah, really.
Roll a 1d8 for me, plus 3. I guess I gotta roll the attack first.
Oh yeah, it has to. I think that I've got it. What exactly are you doing?
So I want to do my Star Archer.
Uh-huh.
So I need to roll the attack roll.
Okay, so I think that we see Asturias, this is convenient, is going to make an attack roll with their Star Archer. They're in like this glowing spectral form. They fire this like starry beam.
I
10, it missed,
think
unfortunately.
Let's try...
that's the end of your turn?
Can't quite get to
that
him.
was Asturias.
Let's
Zed's going to try to fix
guiding
the computer
bolts
issues.
on
Rhea, you're up on 9.
The blonde-haired guy. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, these bolts, man.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, and then the chompers will attack him. 2.
Oh, these guiding bolts are
12.
not landing anywhere today. I think the guiding bolt like
Oh,
sails
chompers.
wide, kind of like crashing into the pedestal behind Rhea. That was your action.
Yeah, I was like, oh, what a low armor class. No.
12 hits.
Yes. 6 force damage from
How
a
convenient.
spiritual
Attacking
turtle.
Costas. I might have lied there. That's my bad. I know. For this big kind of scary figure. No, it actually does. How about that? He's not wearing that armor. Yeah.
And Rhea will move a little bit.
He was not
closer
planning a prison
towards
break this
Ailas, and
afternoon.
maybe
The
in
spiritual
between.
turtle
Wanna get
chomps
from
into
Beckett a
like
bit.
this towering
And that
kind of
is
elvish
Rhea's
looking
turn.
figure, and he like wheels looking at you like, how dare you, creature? What even are you? Yep. Rhea, that was action bonus.
It's fine. We're just gonna do our best, like cubist impression, and
That's
and,
Rhea's turn. That brings us to the professor. I'm sorry for the weird tech issue.
And everything's gonna work out. Okay, so the professor, seeing the massive damage that is done by Costas, looks over at him, I think, and says, "Well, wait
that's
right
exactly
there,"
it. Yeah.
and casts Hold Person on Costas.
Ooh,
So I'm going to need a wisdom saving throw, and I hope he's not great at them.
Oh, rad.
That's fine. Wisdom save against DC 14.
Oh,
Rad.
yes!
Oops. I'm just opening the correct sheet. Wisdom saving throw. It is. Yeah! That's a critical one! His body is like just goes rigid, like held immobile as he's like staring at
And the
you.
professor
His
briefly
body's
looks
still,
back
like,
at the others
pointed
and
towards,
says,
the downed form
and kind of
of
points
Karina.
to
Ailas is kind of, like,
Costas
cowering over
for
here in the corner,
indicating for
like,
people to attack. And then
Professor,
he
that's your
will
action.
just shift over here. Boy. Let me just think for half a second. Tactical challenges. Yeah, I think he's going to stay here and risk it for the biscuit. So, and by that I do mean cookie. So,
Well, you're British, so.
Yeah,
Exactly.
we love biscuits. That was the professor on 7. Yeah, no doubt. That was the professor on 7. This jerk half ogre has got his battle axe, and he looks back at you
me?
like, your little
Of
red
course.
friend left with me. Now I'm gonna cut your legs off. And he like
I
swings.
shall make a
22. Does that hit?
concentration check.
Oh no.
Yes, that was a consideration
For
to
9
let
points of
regret.
slashing damage.
All good. All good.
It certainly is. Difficulty is either 10 or half the damage, so 10, you've got it. You hold your hold person. Costas held immobile as the axe like glances off. You're
So
not inconsiderably
having
sized
killed the
hip,
ogre, possibly the first
badly
thing it's killed in
gouging
its
you, which
life
brings
is
us
like, and
to
hearing,
Flux on 5. You were
hearing the
up.
professor go at the go at what's this person's name? Costas is just like charges in, just like goes
Costas.
5, 10, 15 into here, and just almost like winds up another thunder gauntlet and punches. I get advantage, right, with paralyzed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, you sure do. There's this spectral turtle floating next to you, and I think it's like
Fascinating. Okay, so with booming blade, just in
Go
case
for it.
they move, 17 to hit. Oh no, it's an
Sure.
auto crit, right? Because of hold
Hits.
person.
I don't. Hold on a second. Let's double check.
Paralyzed.
Does
Are
this whole
under
person
the condition
incapacitate
of
them technically,
paralyzed,
Troy?
which is Incapacitated, doesn't move or speak, automatically fails strength, dexterity saves, attack rolls have advantage. Any attack that hits the creature is a critical hit if the attack is within 5 feet of the creature.
Yep, sure is. So go ahead and roll the damage twice, and we'll just do our modifications here to get it right.
10 damage, 10 thunder damage.
Boom! And it is wreathed in a booming blade.
Wreathed in a booming blade.
Do they moving anywhere?
Now that they're paralyzed, I'm guessing they're not going to be able to take an opportunity attack. So I'm going to use my remaining movement to come back here, and whisper to the to the kid and be like, right, we're going to make a break for it. Don't worry, I'm not going to strangle you.
And I think that the kid looks at you, his eyes like glowing with this golden light, and he's like, those are my friends. I think they're here to save me. We can all get out of here together. Thank you for this.
Hopefully Rhea doesn't hear the words strangle. I hope she hears more than that.
If you know a way out, I wasn't really thinking. I don't know where I'm going, but we'll figure this out, I'm sure.
I was following her, and he like looks down at the woman who's like kind of like laying frozen in the ice, and he's like, maybe I could help. And I think he drops down to one knee and he places his hands on her, and there's like this overwhelming like flash, like it blinds you for a minute, Flux, of like golden light that flows out around his hands. And Karina, the woman on the floor, suddenly is like she like opens her eyes, like kind of like sitting upwards a little bit and like looking to him, and you're like, holy shit, who is this kid? That's your turn, Flux. And 2, this half-ogre in front of you, Chunk, is going to go, and so it tries to bring down its axe on top of you. He's like, that was a good shot. My turn. And he like takes his big overhand cleave at you, which misses stupidly. Again, like the axe crashing into the tile. Everything flies all over the place. That was him. He totally sucks. At the top of the round, Beckett like darts past a lot of you, and he comes running up next to you. You see this kind of half-elven man in rough spun clothes. He's holding a sword, and he darts up next to you, Flux, and is like looking to Ailas, and he's like, we're here for you, boy. Are you all right? And the boy is like, yes. And he just like looks at you, Flux, and is like, he's my ward and under my charge. That was his turn. Gloria, you're up on 21.
Okay, so Gloria, she runs forward, sort of like up behind Chunk. So she's kind of like not too far away from the ogre that he's attacking, and then flings off the loincloth and says, it is I, Gloria, all along.
The prestige.
You never knew.
I look stunned.
And
No. Costas is the stunned one. It's fine.
Yeah.
Then I do my bonus action to steady aim, and then fire an arrow directly into the ogre's eyes. Yeah, the one that Chunk's firing. Okay. All right.
The one that Chunk is fighting, right? Go for it.
Cool. Now, do I do sneak again?
With advantage. 19 hits. Yeah, sneak attack and the regular short bow attack. Okay, so it's a 7, and then click short bow underneath the 10 and the 19. Excellent. That's 11 points of damage. I think like doesn't quite bury into his eye, right? But it like glances off like the edge of his temple, scoring along the side of the head. He looks pretty hurt. Blood flowing like freely down the side of his face. Gloria, that was your movement action, bonus action. Like standing there, like looking over at like this massive hippopotamus that's next to you. Yep, that's your turn.
Okay,
I can fix that. Chunk, you'll be up on 20. Your turn.
As he gets a glancing blow to the side of his temple. I go full. I'm going to full attack this time. I'm going to two-handed Warhammer. First of all, I'm going to say to him, If you're only half an orc, does that mean I only need to destroy half of you? And I sort of sweep at his legs with two hands, two-handed warhammer, and I go to sweep for his legs. Okay,
go for it.
And then I hopefully
Hits
sweep
handily.
Sweep at his legs. His orc legs.
Sweep the leg.
You hit him for 7 points of damage. Like you take the leg, sweep the leg. It's gonna, exactly. It's gonna make a dex save. I think it falls backwards, cracking its head on the tile on the ground, blood kind of pooling around it as it staggers back, defeated. There you go, Chunk. Another one down.
I'm
that
going
was your action.
to, as much as I appreciate my two gnome friends, I feel they are less than capable in combat situations, and so even with the danger further up the room, I retreat back and look to protect my two gnome friends against my the blonde attacker, and I try and protect the strange golden-eyed child. So I move back towards that corner of the room.
Okay. Awesome. You can move yourself like 5 boxes here. I guess I got you quick. I'll wiggle you over. Costas goes. I think that we see
he is
Costas
paralyzed.
Oh, he is paralyzed. Right. Thank you. Totally
He can
forgot.
make a wisdom save at the end of his turn.
At the end of his turn. Okay. Got it. Can I have all of you make perception checks?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Surfers.
One
moment,
He fails badly. Okay. So, I think Flux, you're the only one that sees it. Like you're like scanning the room quickly, the boy Ailas behind you, and I think you like glance up for a moment and you see this figure descending from out of the darkness, levitating from up near the roof of this like large kind of sprawling place, and you're like, oh, son of a bitch, this is how this whole freaking thing started to begin with, as you realize that there is like a tentacled mind flayer levitating up in the top of the room right above Costas, watching this all play out. And you see it kind of like lowering itself down to engage with like what's happening here. That just happened on Costas's turn. He fails his saving throw and remains paralyzed. Asturias, you're up on 13.
Okay.
Stupid fry bottom laugh every time.
Damage time.
All right. I'm gonna cast Ice Knife at this ogre that we still got over here.
Okay, you have advantage. Oh, no, wait, you don't, because it's not held. The other one is held. That's my bad.
Which one?
Costas is paralyzed. The ogre is not.
You're talking about that guy. Got you. Here we go.
Weird tech issues. 23 hits solidly.
I can't see it in the chat to click the damage.
I can.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna. That's 8 points of damage. It's got to make a dex save to see if it can like avoid the explosion. I think that Reginald, you are safe because of the size of this thing.
It's coming from the other side.
It sure is.
It is quite a chunk.
It's gonna make its dex save as there's like this explosion of ice. Oh yeah, totally fails. Takes 8 points, full 8 points of damage from behind. Asturias, that was your action. You have movement and a bonus action.
Bonus action. Let's hope I can do the Star Archer without killing my computer again.
Just too powerful, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, being a full constellation really overpowers.
It's a
your
lot,
computer.
yeah. Apples. That's a 20. That hits
There we go.
solidly.
Star
Shoot those
Archer.
stars.
Starcher.
For another 6 points of radiant damage. So like the ice knife explodes out of one hand, and you pull back, like firing the stars into the back of it. The half ogre, looks hurt. Reginald, you see Asturias like hammering your foe from behind. That was your turn. You still have some more movement if you want, Asturias. Otherwise, Rhea is up on 9.
Good.
Okay, Rhea.
Okay, so let's have the turtle attack first.
Got it for Costas.
With advantage,
Hits.
please.
And this is a crit. Auto crit. 12. Roll it again.
Oh, yes.
18 points of damage.
From a little turtle.
Yeah, the floating turtle next to you, it just like hammers into this guy. This like nightmarish kind of chomp for another 18 points of damage. Yup, it's hurt. That's your bonus action, Rhea. Action movement.
How's it look? How's it look?
He's like pretty hurt and like immobilized, right? Yeah. He's not like on his last
Okay,
legs,
so
but
we'll
he's hurt.
move. We'll move right up. We'll inflict wounds.
Oh.
Oh, this is gonna hurt.
What does this mean? Because it's a
60-10.
We only,
Is it a double?
we can only crit
is it a-
once. We don't get like exponential crit growth. Unfortunately, that's a different game.
Perception.
Come on, rule of cool.
Rule of cool. Go for it. Go for it. Click it.
Literally, he's freezing
Melts.
people. He's cool. He's very,
He
very
is
cool.
very cool. Go for it. Click it twice. Click it twice. Let's rule cool. Let's click it again. Click it again. I've been convinced. I've been talked into it. We're live on stream. Sabotage the fucking DM, right? What is that? 36, 41 plus an additional 34. That is, what did I just say? That's 75 points of damage. Rhea, what is the prayer?
I'm retiring from D&D.
Rhea, what's the prayer? Yeah, really. What's the prayer you call to Clancy to inflict wounds on this individual? What do you say?
Oh, my dear Clancy, please kick the shit out of this guy's brain.
Rhea, you step forward.
Clancy appears and just says, "You chose poorly."
I think you step forward, Rhea. You grab him, and I think we see the shimmering in front of him, almost like the picture on the television wobbling for a second, and it vanishes in an instant as standing in front of you is in fact like this kind of horrific looking monstrosity rather than this tall handsome looking man. Its skin like green and like mottled white hair around it. It like the robes like tattered and obliterated, and I think that like once again Last Crusade style we see like its eyes kind of like bugging out of its head. Its skin kind of begins to stretch, veins bulging as like the necrotic energy just completely draws the life from it, and Costa staggers back from you like completely dead, his body like sprawling across the floor in this like horrific visage. Rhea, that was your bonus action and your action. You have a little bit more movement.
I thought that thing was gonna come alive. Like I thought it was just gonna like be alive, like in its place. I was like, oh, Clancy, you fucked up. Let's just move over to Beckett.
And I think that Beckett like gasps audibly as you step up next to him, like, and he like looks from this dead ogre to you, Rhea, and I think he scowls a little bit like, the boy is mine. Professor Reginald, you're up on 7.
I think the professor was already reaching into his waistcoat to pull something out, and then sees this and is just like, right, and turns to the half ogre. Well, I should think you might be shitting yourself right now.
And I think we hear like,
and okay, now I need a clarification. So I've got this ogre right here in melee with me. What's the deal with the mind flayer?
It's levitating up in the air. You don't quite have sight of it yet, but it's essentially levitating like right over where Costas was and is descending into the fray.
Great. And can I see any of the shenanigans going up on the north side of this map at all? Probably not.
I think that what happened up on the north side of this map is you saw a couple of these other figures and they run. They like see what's happening here and they go running up one of the balconies, charging away, clearly going to get help. You suspect more of these like brute-like guards. How about that?
Okay. In which case, then I think Reginald will keep it simple, and he shall cast a magic missile at this creature right in front of him.
Nice. First level?
So, first level, keep it simple. Boom, boom, boom. Just like basically out of his bow tie. Boom. 3 darts of magic missile shoot.
Pummeling into this ogre. He like staggers back a little bit and he's like, Costas, no! He like growls as he sees like the other one fall. That's your turn, Professor? Is that it?
Am I going to move? I am going to move just around to the no, I'm not. I'm gonna get between him and Gloria.
Oh wow. The hippopotamus person interposes himself in front of you, Gloria, clearly trying to defend you from this brute who takes a brutish swing with its battle axe at the hippo man. That's a critical one. I think that like it swings. It like
I think not.
It slips in the blood a little bit, and I think that like the axe like slips out of its hand and goes flying like a bad baseball swing over Gloria's head, like crashing into the ground somewhere over there. And he like looks down and looks at you like, Flux, you're up on 5.
Flux turns to everyone in this group here and says, can we possibly do this somewhere else? Because and points in the direction of the Mind Flayer.
And yep.
No, you go.
I think at this point, all the rest of you look over above the dead corpse of Costas, and you see, like, levitating down from the ground, this squid-faced, the tentacles just, like, writhing quietly, milky white eyes, as it's, like, surveying the scene, levitating, like, these kind of black robes, like, fluttering as it's lowering itself, scanning over the lot of you, and, like, yeah, that's it. That's here now.
And I think as everyone looks up, I'm going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 to here and shout over to Gloria and say, and sort of gesture up to the Mind Flayer and say, you might need this, and starts to prepare a cure wounds for if Gloria wants to come over and accept it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to hold my action for that.
Okay, you're holding your action for cure wounds, so Gloria, you're going to want to like get close to him on your turn, which that's Flux. This here half ogre be super dead, so Gloria, it's your turn right now.
So I want to help my hippo friend a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fire an arrow at the ogre before then fleeing and running to Flux. So that's my
rogue
plan.
shit.
Nice, sick rogue shit. Using your bonus action for advantage again?
Well, is it possible she might be hidden behind me, given our size
Yeah,
difference?
actually, halflings can do this kind of thing, so you don't even have to use your bonus action for that if you don't want. We could just say you're like hidden behind the professor, as it were, and you could like pop out and take the attack at advantage.
Cool. Yeah, I could do like a between the legs, just.
Yeah.
Yes.
Through there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Low blows have
If you
won
hit him in the
day.
back, don't worry about it, because he's literally done that to some of his own
Yeah,
friends.
that's totally true. 17 hits, you can roll damage with the sneak attack.
Some more wounds inflicted
nice.
right there.
You're killing the sneak attack. That's 14 points of damage. What does it look like, Gloria, as you take this shot that kills this bastard?
So, like, as I drop between the hippo's legs, fire the arrow, it sort of sails through the air and then hits him directly in his member, which knocks him flying back and reveals his member, but with the arrow lodged in it.
Of course.
And then
Yeah.
I kind of go, ooh, but then kind of go, ooh.
Yep, members only. Yep, got it.
This is the members only episode,
Yeah,
right?
it is, apparently. Gloria, you end him. You still have your movement and your bonus section. You see Flux, like, reaching out to you. The like, glove
Reaching
kind of
out for a high five.
Mhm.
Yeah, I flee. I run to Flux to his warm embrace.
And so, Flux, your spell goes off. You can cast Cure Wounds.
Yes, I can. For 6 healing.
Nice, Gloria. You get back another 6 on top of the 7 from before. So now you're back at 17 out of 20. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Chunk, you're up on 20.
I follow Flux's pointing and look up at this strange dark-robed creature, sort of mind flayer, sort of levitating above everyone, and against perhaps everyone else's better judgment, I look around the room and say, "Ha! I ain't afraid of no fucking flying squid man," and I grab my javelin.
Oh, nice.
And I throw my javelin I throw my javelin as hard as I can up into the this atrium, this sort of lobby, up at the floating mind flare.
Yeah, and I think that the javelin like is sailing clean for its chest, and we hear like bang! It like deflects, kind of like sailing away as it hits their armor underneath the robes. That was your action, Chunk. You have some movement if you want to reposition or anything.
I sort of wipe under my nose and say, "Yeah, that's right. That's what I meant to do." And I then listen. This tactic worked before. I'm not gonna. I think you may guess what's coming. I move towards the golden eye boy. Position
choke another child.
Very close to him. And is that my full movement once I've done that?
Yeah, that's pretty much like 25 feet if you come back in here. Yep.
Okay. Yep. I stand next to him, and I flex my hand whilst I stare.
And I think Ailas like just says you're like standing here. You see this furball woman who just like completely drained the life and like from this pretty boy that turned into a horrific monster in front of you, and she's standing like near this half elven man. And as you get in between the half elf and the boy Ailas, I think he's like "Get out of my way, dwarf! The boy is coming with me. Do you understand?" But at this point, the mind flayer goes, and I think that the lot of you all hear in your mind, like, you all have one chance to serve. Vran the Undying has been trapped too many years on this reprehensible world. We have found a way out. Kneel in service. Join the hive mind, and you may fly from this rock with us. Resistance is futile. And it waits, just kind of like levitating in the air, like scanning the lot of you. Asturias, you're up on 13.
Okay, who's Neil?
This should be the Vran with the plan.
There's some big weird stuff always happen right before my turn. Okay. Let's, I know the guiding bolts have not gone super well, but let's give him another shot, because I don't want to get any closer to this guy than I have to.
24 hits.
There we go. That's the business. Okay. Let's gather up some stars. Shoot this guiding bolt. Maybe. Yeah!
Ooh, 16 points of damage as this guiding bolt of starlight explodes around the mind flayer, and it's kind of wreathed in this glimmer of starlight around it, granting advantage on the next attack. That's your action. You have a bonus action?
Sure do. We know what's coming next. More stars!
Yeah.
All stars all time.
Starcher. 20! Go ahead and roll your Mega Nightmare Star Crit. For 11, that's 27 points of damage in total. Yeah, it's going to use its reaction. It was ready. Action was to like wait to attack somebody that like responded. Let me just double check your distance here. Oh yeah, perfect. Asturias, I'm gonna need for you to make an intelligence saving throw.
Oh,
plus
why
5.
couldn't it be me?
19. Well, that's
Yes.
fortunate as like this thing turns, it's levitating in the air, you're flying these glimmering stars, and you just hear in your mind, you have chosen death then, as like this horrific blast of psychic energy rails against your brain. But you will only take half damage, as it were. What did I say here? 48. 14. You
Yeah.
take 7, or I'm sorry, that's 18. You take 9 points of psychic damage, Asturias.
Oh, okay.
And you still have movement, at which point Rhea will be up.
Okay, I'm gonna move back over here by the professor. I think, didn't Gloria move over by Flux?
Yeah, correct. I keep forgetting to
Okay.
move them. Thank you.
So I'm gonna come back over. I think I'll come to where she was, actually, just to be a little closer to everybody. Yeah, that's my turn. I have 3 hit points, if anyone was wondering.
Rhea, you're up on 9.
Okay. Classic chomper attack.
Classic chompers.
Jumper.
16.
Hits. Nice.
8 damage.
Nice. We see the turtle kind of like swimming through the air until it closes, like chomping down its force jaws on this illithid's leg.
I think Rhea's gonna look at Beckett and be like, What are you doing with the boy? What are you gonna do?"
Vron needs him. Vron needs the boy. And I think that there's like this sheen over his eyes now as like this like mind flayer is closed within range. I think you see probably even like a small like trail of drool running out of the corner of his mouth, kind of like glistening amidst the starlight that's all happening in here. And he says, Vron is deathless. We too will be deathless if we give him the tools to flee this place.
Okay, clean yourself up, Beckett. Okay, that's gross. I think I'm hoping that by attacking, maybe we can get the mind flare, the like whatever charm Beckett is under.
Sure.
And there's some defense. I'm gonna use guiding bolt on. Am I gonna be at disadvantage on the like because Beckett's in my?
He's not
I'm doing a
attacking
ranged
you
spell
yet.
attack against
He's
the
not
mind flare?
attacking you yet. No, so you're good. You're good. Like Beckett's not turned his sword on you or anything. That's only a regular 20, unfortunately, not a nightmare crit, but that does hit.
Just a dirty 20.
Let's cast it at let me just see the difference at second level. Does it do
Does an extra D8, I think.
an extra D6? I think.
Oh, right.
I will do that. I think so.
Okay, so we don't have the extra here. It's actually just going to be, that's a rough roll. 4 plus 9 is 13 points of damage. Still pretty good as like the green guiding bolt like lances up into the air, hammering into this mind flare as he floats up there, and he's breathed in light, granting advantage on the next attack. Rhea, that was your action?
Yeah, no movement, so.
Okay.
And the chompers.
Oh, right, yep.
Oh, wait, actually, she's attacking after I attacked, right?
But you attacked.
But you
took
guiding
it with
bolted
the
into Star Archer, so you used your own advantage, is what happened there.
Oh, that's annoying.
A little
Okay.
bit, Professor. You're up on 7.
Yeah, so I think the professor was already reaching into his bag in order to get something out as Asturias went past him, and he says, I think you could use this, and hands a potion of healing to Asturias. But I now see a bit of a larger issue. Thank you, Rhea. And he moves over here in order to get away from some of his friends.
Mm-hmm.
And he will pull out now, finally, his decoder wheel and twist it and hold it up. And the diamond in the middle will illuminate into a chromatic orb.
Oh, yeah.
Which he will cast with advantage, thank you to the guiding bolt.
Heck yeah.
And I guess I should tell you what kind of damage it will be, which I will confirm here in a second. Do I know anything about Illithid or Mind
Make an
Flayers?
Arcana check. I would assume you do.
Boy.
Or history, whichever you prefer.
Soft 20, dirty 20.
Soft 20. Yes, so you definitely know the basics, right? Psionics, they love a hive mind. They definitely don't have any kind of like elemental resistances affiliated with them. Telepathic, horrible, like to eat brains.
Love it. Okay. Then he will cast Chromatic Orb with lightning damage. We're just going to keep it at first level, even though it's with advantage.
Excellent.
Okay.
Amazingly, that's a terrible miss. I think as you realize the immensity of this enemy that has presented itself before you, Professor, you are slightly disconcerted, and your aim is just the tiniest bit off. The chromatic orb, like, like shocks and sparks kind of arcing around. It goes wide, smashing into one of the back walls, lightning diffusing. That was your movements and your action, bonus action. Anything else?
No.
Flux, you're up on 5.
That's it.
Oh, what to do? So you've just been healed, right? You're Zed. You're good.
A potion of
healing.
healing.
You've been
I
handed
have
a
a
potion.
potion of healing I can take on my turn.
Okay. Fuck it. It's a one shot. Let's do it.
Go
Flux
ahead.
is pissed. He's pissed that no. Why is no one leaving? And he marches up to here, and outside of the center of his chest, this circular eye opens like this, and this green liquid just shoots in a line as he casts Tasha's Caustic Brew, which I think is going to hit them both.
Okay. Who's them both? Both
the turtle?
You. Both
no, I
you.
think it's in a line, so I think it's going to hit. It's going to hit the Mind Flayer and our man who's trying to get the kid.
Oh, the Mind Flayer is levitating up above you, though, right? So you're shooting like a geyser straight up into the air.
Okay. Then can I do that from where I was? Can I retcon
Yeah,
that?
sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Amazing. So yeah, I'm just gonna fire it up at the.
Go for it.
The
Give me
Mind
the
Flayer.
caustic brew. We love Tasha's.
There she blows. Wow.
I need a dex save, please.
Oh yeah, they're not nimble.
Did you say you love Tasha's? Did I hear you say that?
I'm just trolling all of you. That's it.
Beats it.
That is deeply unfortunate. Is it no damage on the success?
Let me put it in here.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, no damage.
Yeah, no damage.
Buzzkill.
It's either a persistent effect or they dodge
cool
it.
one.
Yeah, it's very good. That's a buzzkill.
Nice...
I am sorry, Flux. As the acid sprays out, kind of cascading against the back wall, all the stonework melting, these tables underneath melting, tiles melting. But the Mind Flayer, you just hear its voice in your mind, you should not have resisted. That was your action. You have movement and a bonus action.
Yeah. So, Flux is going to sort of see this destruction hit everything else other than the Mind Flayer and go, shit, and run over to here and try and push himself up against this half ogre and get as much cover as possible.
Yeah.
Almost go into the fetal position and be like, no, didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
Didn't happen.
Gloria, you're up on 21. Are you muted, Ryan? I think you're muted, Ryan.
Sorry. I'm going to steady my aim and fire an arrow up at the Mind Flayer to try and take him down. So
go for it.
Here we go.
Yep. With the advantage.
Yep.
16 hits. That is its armor class. The arrow hammering into it. Go ahead and roll your damage with sneak. For 9 and 5 is 14. It looks badly hurt at this point. Gloria, that was your action. You have movement?
I'm like, oh crap. I see where Flux is hiding behind the ogre, and I run over as well to duck behind the corpse.
Excellent. The pair of you, like shoulder to shoulder, tucked in behind this barricade of bodies, as it were, in the center of like this great kind of plaza. Chunk.
Come get under this loincloth. Come here.
Not another one.
Chunk, you are up.
As my companions huddle under a loincloth surrounded by dismembered members, I stare down. Now, is it Beckett who's sort of foaming at the mouth and is clearly under in front of me?
Mm-hmm.
I look up at the mind flayer and I say I don't kneel for anyone except my ex-girlfriend, and that was only at weekends. And I then have my ancestral protector's power here.
Oh boy!
So this makes me the idea of succumbing to someone else, the idea of being under anyone else's whim, makes me absolutely furious. So I get spectral warriors appear and subdue their attacks. So I then lift up my warhammer above my head and take it all out on Beckett.
Go for it.
And attempt to crush him through his spine into the marble floor. With a hit to on top of the head, an overhead swing, and I hit him with my two-handed warhammer.
That totally hits.
Damn. Okay.
For 15 points of damage, you blast Beckett with the hammer. He like smashes back into the wall. The this cloud, Rhea. You find yourself standing in like this like Aragorn, Lord of the Rings like cloud of ghostly dwarves, which are surging around this dwarf with the hammer in front of you. And Beckett like staggers back and goes down. Boom! Like hits his head on the back of the wall, collapsing. The ghosts kind of like swarming over him. He is disabled. Chunk, that was your action. Your bonus action. You have some movement.
Okay, I then can I use my movement to grab our little friend Golden Eyes?
Yeah.
Okay, I then grab, not by the neck this time, but by the upper arm. I grab our friend and sort of grapple with him, and sort of as if I'm sort of holding on to him as some sort of ransom.
Okay. And I think that the mind flayer goes, and it's just like a bleeding arrow stuck in it, and it looks to you, Chunk, as you touch the boy, like it does not belong to you. All right. For the second time, or the 50th time in a 2.5 hour period, I'm gonna need you to make a wisdom saving throw, dear Chunk.
Okay, let's see if my luck's
smashing him so far.
Yeah, he really has. And you hear this voice like, get the boy out alive. You are dominated. He has cast Dominate Monster on you. So for the next hour, it's like telepathically basically puppet mastering you. That is its turn. It floats another like 20 feet higher with the levitation. Asturias, you're up on 13.
Okay. So to take a healing potion is typically a bonus action.
Yeah, I
right?
say
If
it's
you're
a bonus
drinking it
action
yourself?
for you. Yeah, so you could drink it as a bonus action. Yeah.
I'd rather use it as my action.
That's fine
if
too.
That's
Yeah,
okay.
that's fine. I don't care. Yep.
Okay.
Really savors it, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, thank God. For how much healing do I roll?
2d4 plus 2. Wow, nice for 8. So you use your action. You like pound this small potion.
Like, oh yeah, that's the stuff. Okay, great. And now for my bonus action, Starcher. Get out of here, mind
21
flayer.
hits.
Yeah. You cannot defeat the power of the stars.
Wow, for 4 points of radiant damage. The stars kind of like clip this thing. It's trying to hold concentration on its dominate, which it does. That was your action. That was your bonus action, Asterius. You have some movement.
I think I'm good where I am.
Rhea, you're up on 9.
How many feet in the air is it? I can't reach it with a melee attack. Right?
No, it's definitely like 40 feet up now, thereabouts.
All right, let's use guiding bolt. Then.
Oh boy.
Bolting all over the place.
15 misses. Its AC is 16.
Oh,
I'm so sorry. That's your action.
Chompers can attack though.
I think we see the guiding bolt hit it straight in the chest and deflect, but Chompers floating up with it. Roll damage. And just like that, Chunk, your mind rips loose of this dominion again, and we see the squid-like body of this thing begin to plummet, cartwheeling in this kind of macabre, like slow fall until it like crashes into the stone of the plaza. This like spray of viscera and blood like exploding kind of all over the walls, covering you, Rhea, as like its body like breaks in this wet thud, and there is quiet here in the plaza, except for the distant sound of bells ringing and the panting of Ailas. Like, what are we going to do?
Okay, yeah.
Run!
I don't know you, but if you could just let go of him, I'm just gonna take the boy if that's okay.
I need just 1 second. Well, I'm gonna let you guys role play with each other for a moment here. I'll be right back.
Okay. You wanna? I don't even know who this boy is. Like he's, I say, what do you want with this boy?
Oh, he's a pretty special boy. He's from not this plane, I don't think. So
I've seen his weird little golden eyes.
Yeah, and he healed the.
They say he fell from the sky.
Yeah.
He's
Fell
from the
from the
stars,
sky.
but not from the stars like I'm from the stars, apparently.
And if I give him up, what are you gonna do with him?
What are you
We're
gonna do with him?
We're gonna take him somewhere where he's safe. Maybe find some people who are like him. You know.
Okay, find some people like him. They sound like two a penny. Do I get anything? Do I get anything in return apart from your undying respect?
What do you? Wait, you're just gonna keep this kid hostage? You're gonna
potentially. I've got no idea where I am, so I might move out through this building, holding on to this kid. So
okay, so
these folks are my friends. I think Ailas says to you. To the
all right.
dwarf. He's like,
Okay, so you're
they'll
fellow
help
prisoners.
you
So
if you need help.
okay, I'll cut
They
you a
were
deal.
prisoners.
I'll let go of this kid. You've got to give me some kind of assurance of your help moving out through this. You need to get us out of here.
listen, we'll help you out. I feel like I'm slipping into a Scottish accent. We'll help you out. We'll get out of here for sure. But I could also give you, an emerald if you give us.
We have all
yeah.
this emerald.
No, shh.
Yeah.
We don't. We have one emerald that I would be so hard for you to give up, but I could do it.
This emerald. I mean, I'm a dwarf, so this emerald looks especially shiny. I very quickly turn to my friends and say, "Yo, boys and girls, put down those bloodied members, and shall I take this emerald in return for the boy?"
I think that would be a fair trade. Maybe we can use it to get off of this planet wherever we are.
Are you sure we should collect more members as just the emerald? All right. Okay, Flux, you're down with this? You're down with the trade here for emerald for a boy?
Flux pops back up and is like, yeah, I think that would be agreeable.
I relinquish my control of the boy, and we let the boy go, and we collect the emerald, which is one of many apparently. But we take the emerald, and I let go of the boy.
Rhea gives you an emerald, but it's also beneath. It's on it. There's 3 pamphlets that she gives you. That you could just have for your own reading.
Thanks.
So the pamphlets, what is on them on the front is a picture of what?
It's like Clancy holding an orb around the.
Clancy is a turtle. It's a turtle person holding a glowing sphere. Yep.
Yeah, and then on the back, it's like the story of Clancy visiting the Firbolg planet to like save them, and basically, it's I'm basically the Jehovah's Witness of space.
Okay.
If you want to, there's a pamphlet for each of you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you very much indeed. And I wipe my brow with one of the pamphlets.
I think Rhea's like has the boy is like turned, doesn't even like see it, so it's fine.
And so Gloria, like, what's happening with you here in the speed and Flux?
We're just kind of. I think we're just amazed about the amount of dismembered members everywhere, yeah, we're just kind of a bit like, what Flux? What is going on? What? How did we get ourselves into another mess like this?
I should ask the same question.
The hippo is standing right near the pair of you in your little wall of dead bodies.
The other thing I do is if anybody needs healing, Rhea would certainly heal you.
Do we have to take a pamphlet as well?
Is that gentleman with you that person who seems to be negotiating for the life of a young child?
Yeah, he's prone to that, I'm afraid. You should have seen what happened on the last planet. It was a bit of a mess. But it seemed there's a lot less bloodshed this time, thankfully.
I think he looks around, right? Reginald kind of looks around at all of the dead creatures. Less bloodshed.
Yes, significantly less bloodshed. Yes, but we're all alive, and quite frankly, I don't have a clue where we are. We were on a very legitimate cargo mission on our ship. Got thrown onto another ship with that tentacly thing over there. And then the next thing we know, we ended up here. I don't really know what's going on, if I'm honest.
Perception of the world around us is perhaps not my strongest suit, but knowing things is, and I can tell you that creature that we have dispatched most quickly is a vile one, an illicit one may say, and the fact that we walked out alive with our brains in our craniums is an accomplishment in and of itself.
And I think it's at this point that a lot of you hear a voice, like first like a groan, probably of like, "It's not alone. There are others." And you all turn and look back into like the giant elvish woman who was knocked down by the cone of cold and healed by young Ailas. She's like pulling herself up to her feet, and she says, she like looks down at the corpse of the one that of Costas, who Rhea killed, and she says, "That's my brother. My name is Karina. I'm part of the ruling family here. It's our mandate to protect the people of this realm, though we failed grievously in it in the past years. These things, their ship crashed here, and they took many of us, my parents including, under their dominion. I only was able to extricate myself from their control over my mind because I practiced strange and old arts, the art of dreaming, and through the dreams I broke free. When they came with Ailas, well, I recognized him, and I believe I know how to get him back where he's from. You prisoners, they found you some weeks ago, I know, but I can get you out of here. You newcomers, I don't know who you are, but if you truly mean to help this boy be reunited with this people,
it's not my strongest suit, but whenever you say your brother is a creepy creature that we just killed, I'm going to ask
this place will be swarming with guards soon."
15.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, you get the impression that like this is definitely her brother. The way
well, I
she's
guess the
like
thing,
looking
right,
at
like,
him,
he
and I think she like
transformed into
walks over
something
to him even to
else,
like
right? Versus, like, what he
reinforce
looked
it, and
like
like leans
before?
down and she
Are we
lifts
supposed
up
to
his
assume that,
hand
like,
and
but, like, that
pulls
is
this like
legitimately
over
her
large
brother,
kind of
or, like,
signet
we
ring
don't know,
off
I
of
guess,
his
is the
finger,
thing.
like looking
I
at
don't
it,
know.
and she puts it into her pouch.
Yeah, I do
And,
think. I think at that point, Reginald says,
she seems. Yeah.
"If he is in fact your brother, then I would presume that this is perhaps not what you really look like, is it not?"
Like adopted or something.
And I don't know. Are you going to say anything? I mean, she's kind of looking up. And as she like looks back at you, like I think she sighs like this small sound, and you see like the magic wash off of her, and suddenly her skin is like this night purple, and she's like this kind of 10-foot tall, purple skinned, like black haired. She has these long, like very kind of creepy looking fingers with these black nails on it. She looks like a vicious, horrific, like ogre magi, and she's like, magic is part of our blood. I know that for some our appearance is disconcerting. We were given a great deal of information in the beginning, or so the records say. And I think she gestures towards like the winged tiefling, and she says, their people came to us, so say the old texts, and they taught us how to govern, how to care for those who needed leadership. I'm certain that for those of you who were prisoners an hour ago, it's not an easy thing to believe me, but I came to you and set you free, did I not? I want this boy returned to his people. She says the leader of these tentacled creatures. He is called Ran the Undying. He has corrupted my family. He has corrupted the honor of my dynasty. And he puts those who I am responsible for governing at risk. I want to make these
What
things
about
right.
Beckett? Is Beckett still
It
unconscious?
seems. Well, I will have a lot to lose to do that.
I feel like
She
maybe
looks
you
at the
should
dead form of Costas on the ground. She says, "But I am prepared
Don't want to let him
to give
go.
what must be given."
I
to
think
make right
the
wrongs
professor
that have
just moves
occurred here on
forward
Malpiedi Prime.
to Karina and says, "You said your name was
Beckett,
Karina.
laying unconscious, crumpled over.
I am
before
Professor
you.
Reginald Frybottom. Well met." And I think he kind of gestures to the others as a moment of introduction to them as well.
Yeah, Asturias is fully on board now that someone finally acknowledges their homeworld and its importance, and and like the legacy of the tieflings in space. So they will happily come over to Karina also and introduce themselves as Asturias Rai of Mizire.
I blow my nose on the pamphlets in my hand. These interestingly printed tissues I've been handed, and I say, I don't know who this weird purple lady is, boys, but the sooner we can get back to harvesting whale spines, the better. I cough and I hack up a lump of phlegm and spit it on the floor.
Charming.
Flux is there, just like devastated at finding that we've been away 3 weeks, because that's unless those glands got to cold storage, then they've gone off.
Yeah, Gloria's livid.
And there's no
Absolutely
bounty. No bounty. But yeah, he pops out and
off performance enhancing drugs.
somewhere on a ship somewhere. But like Flux pops out and like finally introduces himself to everyone, just sort of like awkwardly waves. It's like, yeah, I'm Flux Warp Coil. I'm the Cosmic Ordnance Vehicle of Interstellar Design Safety Officer, or COVID for short. I'm nice to meet you all.
And I think that Karina is like,
Repair, yes.
pilot the vessel,
Navigate,
then?
no.
What
However,
trousers sauce? Do you know how
that
to
is what
repair
Gloria
such a thing?
is here for. Gloria is excellent. It does an excellent job of bullshitting her way into piloting vehicles most of the time. She just sort of presses buttons and it happens.
Yes,
yes,
I was.
we have one of those.
Yes, I was the captain of the Golden Loon, don't you know? Captain Humdinger, that's what they called me.
This is correct. Yes.
And I think. Oh no, I think that Karina is just like, well.
Can I
make
pause
haste
for
then.
1 second
I might have
and
a way
just
to help
say,
you
like,
faster than I'd
after the brief
expected first.
introduction, Reginald is like
Sure.
looking through pockets really quickly on like the creature and the creature, on the mind flayer and on whatever Costas.
Bob Costas.
Yeah. So the Mind Flayer is wearing what looks like a breastplate that seems to have like some meaningful like augmentations and enchantments woven in upon it, perhaps. Quite nice, really. And I'm sorry, 1 second. Let me check Bob Costas. I forgot for a second. I closed him down. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah. Bob Costas actually is carrying 2 potions that you recognize as healing potions, as well as a purse that looks to be holding like somewhere in the region of a few hundred platinum coins. That's 200 to be exact.
Yes. Sticky fingers, just not to keep, but to preserve. On all 3 things. I mean, if there's time to yoink off the armor.
Oh yeah, you see the hippo like stripping this guy of armor. The Mind Flayer is wearing like this glimmering silver breastplate. I don't know if any of you guys are like, oh, what's that?
Yeah. I take it we see this,
yeah,
right?
oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Flux goes, whoa, stop.
What?
Do any of you know what that is?
Do I know what that is?
You think it's like, enchanted armor. You're not sure it's the specifics yet, but you know that much.
I certainly know it seems powerful in some way.
Yes,
I take this moment to point at the platinum coins that I see being drawn out of that I see, and I say, I know that's shiny, and I sort of stiffen up, and my eyes kind of glaze over in a very dwarven way as I see a shiny item pulled. Yeah.
I believe, just in reference to that, I think Reginald nods and tosses it over to Karina and says, "Your inheritance, perhaps."
Well, I'm happy to give it to you. This is his walking around money for the afternoon. He was a brat. We need to go, though, quickly. Take that armor and let's move.
Does Flux try and stop that?
Well, all I'm saying is that very powerful armor in the wrong hands could be wielded wrongly, could be very, very dangerous. Now, fortunately for you, I am in possession of such powers that would allow me to correctly identify what this is and possibly save you from having a piece of armor that would eat you from the inside out. I would be happy to provide this service for you for a nominal fee of all of those platinum that you just paid for at least half.
COVID strikes again.
And I think I think Reginald just says, perhaps negotiations at a place less under attack.
Yes.
Right,
and I think that with that, we see Karina like just look one time to Beckett, and she's like, "Is he a friend of yours, or does it matter if he's left here?"
Friend.
And so she just nods once, and I think casually kind of picks him up with one hand and just slings him over her shoulder. And she's like, let's go then. And I think she begins like racing up the stairs that you Dragonfly crew came down from. The lot of you following, right? The 6 of you with the boy Ailas, this woman impossibly strange kind of leading you through the way. And I think that we see like a montage of the group of you like dashing through the streets of this city that seems to be made of like marble towers and spires sort of all over the place, this low wall around the edges. I think that you probably, Asturias, would recognize like glyphs and signs similar to those that you've seen referenced from Missouri. It is old. This place is very, very old. And she's like leading you, Karina, as it were. You're darting between alleys. I think there are patrols that we see of these half-ogres, many of them led by these giant sort of elvish people, right? These ogre magi, as it were. And she is like explaining as we go, right? We have a kind of like undercutting of exposition, as it were, where she's just like, there's a place not far from here, a place called Riverguard. She says their tentacled ship crashed there not long ago. This one Vran thought that he would be able to repair it. He's been stripping it and rebuilding something else, something smaller that perhaps you might be able to use to flee here. But there's a chamber, an ancient astrological calendar that was fabricated by the tiefling when they came in the beginning. I believe that we can use it to open a portal. There are many such here on Malpiedi Prime. They open to far realms, some dangerous, others less so. They change with the changing of the moon and the sky as the days of the year pass. But I believe that this boy may allow us to open a way back to his home if we can get him there. Vran will be there, though. It will be a fight. And I think that as you're all like kind of dashing and moving, you make your way back to like the edge of the city, and she leads you out of the edge of the door. And I think that Flux, Chunk, Gloria, what you see coming down out of like the sky is a ship that looks like it's built in the shape of a dragonfly, as it were, right? It's very much like got these wings and these 4 legs dropping down, just kind of like the image that we had on that poster today, right? And it drops, and like this whole like kind of panel drops down on the back. And I think that you all kind of like scurry into the cargo area of the ship, and Karina is like calling out directions, and we kind of watch it like flying and carving over the landscape. And so yeah, we have a beat here where you're all like kind of hanging in the back of the ship. I'll drop some tokens, and if you want to be like identifying things or talking with each other, certainly you could. Ailas with you.
Welcome to our ship. It is called the Dragonfly, and it is currently being flown by Doc, who is a bit indisposed at the moment. But Waffle here is delightful.
Yeah, I think there's this small
do you have any guest ales on at the moment?
Anyone?
Jake's not here, the like normal provisions officer, but there are in fact ales. I think you say it, and you see like this. There's this metal dragon made of like this black kind of rusted metal, as it were. It's got like a little kind of blowtorch in one hand. It's just like flying around in the back, and I think it's like dunk dunk. It like taps on one portion of the wall, and like a whole container bay opens, and we see a series of like bottles of various spirits, as it were. Yeah.
I advance towards the selection of ales and spirits, and content myself with downing them after a hard-fought battle.
Oh, I love it.
Asturias is noticing that Chunk has probably never read even a single page of the Diplomat's Code of Conduct.
No, definitely not. Yeah, definitely not. All right, and Beckett, of course. And so yeah, Beckett's unconscious form is kind of like dropped here in the floor of the ship. The lot of you like in the back of it as it takes off, and Doc is like, "Where are we going?" You know, and I think that Karina is just like calls out some directions, and so a lot of you are suddenly kind of trailing over this river as it like weaves through the tall grass of this place. And Karina just like explains like Vran, when the other mind flayers fell from the sky, he knew that they were coming. I'm not sure how, but they have strange ways of communicating. They are like one mind that is separated into many individuals. He met with them.
Like a hive, a swarm, one might say.
It's a horrific thing to consider. He alone was enough to corrupt my family and twist the ways of our families, of our monarchy. The last years have been difficult ones, but when these others landed some weeks ago along with these prisoners, things escalated. Ailas having arrived just before that, Fran wanted to use him somehow. I'm not sure for what, but I know it would not have been good for the boy. And I had already extricated myself from his grasp and decided something must be done. Are you all prepared for what might be a fight? He holds this place. It certainly won't be easy to take it.
Another fight. Very well.
I wouldn't say prepared was the word I'd use.
I think in this moment there's a short rest happening if anybody needs to burn hit dice.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
are we actually prepared?
Yeah.
Because, hey, Rhea, did you give any of that healing, or am I going to do some? I think I'm going to do some hit dice. That's what I'm going to do.
Oh, I could heal you.
Well,
Where's a bard when we need one? Come on, you guys.
No bards.
I
Amazing.
have some bagpipes. That helps.
short
Not a
rest.
bard in the group. Yeah.
Trust me, it doesn't help. It does not help.
Hold your spell. Hold your spell. I'll do some hit dice. That's what we're going to do. And then I also do an arcane recovery, and certainly a question about this armor.
The armor is quite simply, it's a breastplate +1. If somebody wants to take such magical armor for themselves.
I have no use for it. I have armor built into my natural hide.
I mean, I'll have it if no one else is speaking up. He can't wear armor, and she doesn't really wear armor. But I mean, I could weld it onto this. It looked lovely.
Okay. Yeah. I think that you're able to kind of like strap it on for the sake of things, probably for ease of access. We could just like, yep. Like you're doing some work. I think that Waffle is like deeply interested. It's unfortunate Doc wasn't able to be here today, but I think that to that end, the ship like kind of flying, the hour passes. I think that Karina is just like, we're here. She says, yeah.
Just before we carry on, do you want to explain the whole hit dice short rest situation to Torrin and Ryan, just in case they want to heal up?
Yeah, sorry about that. Torrin and Ryan, each of you have 3 hit dice that you can burn right here to like get hit points back. I don't know if either of you are down or either one of you actually still hurt from that prior fight.
Yeah, I am a little bit.
So check it out.
How do I? How do I do my hit dice?
You can, if we look on your sheet, Gloriana, kind of right underneath where your hit points are, there's temporary hit points. Under that is a box with hit dice. Just click hit dice and it's going to roll for you.
Oh,
that's fine. So you get 2 back, click 1 more.
Okay.
Basically, you have 3 of them. You can spend as many as you need. You don't have to commit beforehand. With that, you're back to full health. You've only got 1 of your hit dice, but that won't matter because we're not going to play tomorrow. So you're in good shape. How about you? Are you good, Torrin? You got your health back? You're in pretty good shape?
I'm still on my same hit points as when I started.
I know. This is all very remarkable.
Same.
Okay, cool.
Must be nice. Wow.
Yeah.
You know?
That was a good choice that I made.
Being drunk and stupid pays off, clearly.
Indeed it does. And so I think that we see like the ship comes like flying in and it lands on this clearing. There's this enormous statue of what looks like a giant, like in the same kind of style as like all these elves, these like ogre magi concealed, right? Holding like a sword, and behind it is this kind of cave face along the bank of this river. The dragonfly like landing lightly on the kind of 4 feet. And I think that Karina just like says to you, the way forward will be here. She says, I can guide you. I will do all I can to ensure that the boy is safe. If Vran is here, it will be a terrible fight, but, well, the lot of you have accomplished yourself well. I will show you what I've found once we make our way in, but I believe that it may be able to help you newcomers flee this place, if that's what you seek.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I left my back door open. It's been some time. I think I could really do with getting back, if I'm honest. Although I do think we're in a fairly significant amount of trouble for our shipment being spoilt.
We do need more of that shipment.
Delicious shipment. I look round at the rest of the crew, janking loudly as I sort of try and fit as many of these bottles into my armor. This has been very kind of you to bring us closer back to home, and I sort of nod and concur with Flux.
Okay. So I think, she like leads you off the ship. You guys head down and you start to make your way into this cavern, right? The boy Ailas kind of like walking. You think they stay close to Rhea probably. And as you like make your way kind of through this tunnel, like the earth kind of hanging over you, this moisture cloying in the air, it's like much cooler. I think that you see the wreckage of the squid ship. I think there are tentacles sprawled out everywhere. There's bits and broken, like smashed pieces of Nautilus shell. And as she's like taking you further, the cavern like opening up wide, remnants from this ship that you three were on at the beginning of this adventure. I think you see a second kind of ship that's started to be put together, and it's very much in the tradition of human sailing ships. It looks almost like a small, just regular kind of caravel or something like that, like a riverboat or a small ocean vessel. And I think she pauses and is like, he had notions that he would be able to restore this, though I've heard him in more recent days speaking of some dead whale that he found just beyond the planet's reach. He's been flying back and forth, using these other mind flayers to animate it into a vast vessel. He says that it will far exceed the needs that he has to take the colony that he has developed from this world to conquer all others that he might encounter on the way. So he has abandoned this here. If you believe that you can fix it, Master Gnome, and that, well, you can pilot it, Mistress, then it is yours for the taking.
Yeah, we shall accept with gratitude.
Normally I work in the engine room, and this is clearly a sailed ship, so I will make myself useful in other ways. I immediately grab a brush and climb up onto the caravel and begin scrubbing the deck.
And I think that she says, I would ask that you aid us, though, to get the boy out of here first, if you can.
Of course, yeah. How far away did you say this dead whale was?
I have never left the surface of this world, though I believe that these others might know.
It is about 1 day's journey, I believe, in that direction. And Reginald just points up.
And Flux makes very detailed note. 1 day's journey straight up. Right, good. Yeah, no problem. We'll help you. No problem. Let's save the child, and then we can go directly home via nowhere else.
But Flux, what about the whale spunk? No, that doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It's
So
fine.
the Whale Spunk was the name of our last ship. It's okay. We've got this new ship now. Chunk.
That's right.
Pumpkin
Look, is that your hand axe over there? Your hand axe that you threw at me? I think that's over there. Do you want to go and get it?
Yeah.
And so I think that Karina like looks to the other three of you and she's like, let's go then. And she begins kind of like escorting you to like the back of this chamber that's here where there's like a door, the stone door etched in. I think that there's writing in the script of Celestial, which some of you might recognize. And it just says the Star Chamber, right? And she like pushes the door open and there's a spiral staircase leading upwards, and she thus begins to lead you, and just repeats like kind of what she told you, like from what I understand, this place was forged by your kin, Tiefling, in the days before we rose up to govern. They say that they came and they taught us the ways. And ultimately, like, she, like, keeps you walking for a few moments until finally, like, you emerge in this chamber with this, like, blue...
Can I ask one
Yeah,
question of
please.
her
Yeah.
along the
Yeah,
walk?
please.
Which is just, you mentioned before that you were able to break free of these creatures through use of dreams, of some sort of capacity. What can you tell us of this and how we could learn such ability?
My kin here are born with natural magical talents. You saw my brother cast his cone of cold. Others can fly or throw balls of fire, lances of lightning. I was born with the talent to reach out in dreams. I might perhaps even reach those who reside on worlds other than these. But I have spoken with my cousins, played with them in the grass, splashed in the waves on the beach, and they reside on the far other side of Malpiedi Prime. When the night falls and I take my rest, my mind travels elsewhere. I believe that there are magicians who weave magic as such, the dream spell. My talent is similar but different, if that makes sense, and it was only after years of having been wholly dominated, my mind, not my own, that I was able to break free.
Ah, right. So then it cannot be found in a book. Thank you for your assistance and guidance.
I'm sorry, I can't do more. So I think that with that, like, you stride up into this kind of chamber. You see these kind of like 12 like sectional areas around it, like positioned sort of like a clock. And I think as she comes up in, she's like, this is remarkable. I thought assuredly it would be here guarding this place. Perhaps we'll be able to send the boy home with no problems whatsoever.
I'm almost certain that's going to be the case, yes.
I can't see why.
You are wrong. I think you hear. Yeah. As like you look to the north, there's like two more staircases leading up, and like this hulking, like kind of white furred creature, a Quagoth, is kind of like stalking down the stairs. And I think it just says, Vran the Undying has abandoned this pitiful place and its feeble mind slaves. I await my death to rejoin him again as part of the collective. He will fly the bones of the whale across the reaches of time and space and conquer all worlds, and I will be a glorious name sung amongst the counting of memories, for when he writes the new histories, you will merely be dead. And I think that we'll just have you roll initiative right here for one more frantic battle before we part, if that's okay.
I thought Rhea was in the cult.
I think Asturias is like, I didn't read anything about this in the tomes of the tieflings.
Grace, thank you for hanging tough. I think this.
Oh, it's all good.
and I think you could see like on the north side of the room this like hulking white furred monstrosity. But then I think that the pair of you hear like two separate things as you look up and you realize swarming down the like pillar kind of above you is this mass. It's a swarm of rats whose brains are like exposed and glowing this like soft light. These like rat swarms kind of cascading down the tunnel, as it were. Ailas just kind of like squeals in like a little bit of like fear and terror, like no. And I'm just gonna ask, I guess, for Chunk and Gloria, what'd you two get?
Our initiative. Hang on. Let me try. I'm trying to find initiative, and I can't.
I got 13.
Got it.
Top middle.
Gotcha, Gloria.
Sorry, apologies.
No, you're
there
fine,
we go.
man.
Lovely. 19.
Wow, Chunk jumping right in
nice.
there. I love it. Okay, I got that guy. I'll roll for these here critters. We love these guys. Cool. I think we got everything we need. Chunk, you're gonna be able to act first.
Okay, so there's a swarm of rats.
Yeah, a swarm of like really horrific looking rats that seem to have their brains exposed.
Good God! And that's the only the white the sort of frost troll looking chap. He's a long way away, isn't he? Okay.
The swarm of rats here, I'm gonna make them like this. They're coming. There's this big thing right in the center of you. They're pouring down the pedestal that's like surrounding you. Okay. So they're not like right on top of you yet, but they're starting to like cascade down over you.
Mm-hmm. I feel my skills are best targeted towards the sort of what are we calling I called him a frost troll. What are we calling him?
Yeah, sure, that's fine. He's a Quagoth if we want to get real technical.
A Quagoth. Okay, I charge towards him with my my Warhammer raised, and though the rats are almost upon us. I feel trying to hit a rat with a Warhammer is a little tricky.
Yeah, it is. You're correct.
I move towards and attempt a two-handed Warhammer hit.
That's unfortunate. That is a 10, which does not hit. I don't think it doesn't. Nope. He's too fast. You like swing, and I think that like he leaps up over like the low arcing swing as you're like really into when you swept that half ogre, and it's just I think you hear its voice in your mind, all these freaking psionic things, and it's like it has been long since I feasted on the flesh of dwarves. I will start with your kidneys. Perhaps I can keep you alive when I open you.
Charming.
Chunk, that was your movement. That's your bonus action. That's your action. Flux, you're up on 19.
And these rats are above us, right? Okay, so we're going to get out of the way of those rats. So go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 to here. And not many ranged options. We're going to go light crossbow to the face.
To the face. 21 hits.
For 5.
Anything else, or is that it? Just the 5?
Yeah,
okay.
I don't have anything else on top
I
of
just
that.
don't know my armor artificer super well. So the crossbow bolt like rips. We see like the white fur like kind of flare, blood like begins kind of like flowing down, and it like looks at you like, Flux. That was your movement. That was your action. Is that it?
I mean, can I put a booming blade on top of that in case it moves?
I don't think so. I think it's just melee attacks. So whatever.
It's just melee attacks.
I think you're in good shape. Okay, the Quagoth will go as it's now up over Chunk here. It first of all proceeds to just be like, "Oh, you've made a mistake," and it doubles in size. It starts like growing as it is much more like a frost troll now, and then looking down at you, Chunk, it's gonna unload. It takes 2 claw attacks at you. What's your AC, bud?
My AC is 14.
Okay, so those both hit. You
Goddamn.
take 12 points of damage, plus, for it being enlarged, this is brutal, 19 points of damage, Chunk. But you're raging, so that's all halved. That's only 9 points of damage.
total.
Yep.
Nice.
Rhea,
Okay.
you're up on 13.
Okay, I think Rhea will attack the rats with the spear two-handed.
Okay, go for it. Make an attack roll. As the rats start like cascading down this thing, you punch up with the spear. 9, that's a miss. Unfortunately, like they're just kind of like swarming around it, right? They part like a body of water or something. Rhea, that's your action. Bonus action. Anything else?
Rhea will touch this like the turtle necklace that she's wearing to get a spell slot back, a level 1 spell slot.
Oh, nice, dope. That's really cool.
Yeah. Gonna channel divinity.
Sick. That brings us to the professor on 13.
Yep.
Yes. Am I pinned down by these
No,
rats
they
yet?
have not acted yet, right? Like they're coming down, but you guys can still move until their turn. They're not threatening you. How about
Great.
that?
Okay, great. So the professor will move aside. Having seen the Quagoth enlarge in size, he will point to him, and he will straighten up his bow tie, and he will say, "I believe you should pick on someone your own size," and cast Magic Missile in hopes of disrupting his enlarge.
Oh, nice.
So he will take 10 points of force damage and has to make
I
3
know.
concentration
It's
checks.
brutal. You read that entry this week too, huh? There just was like a whole conversation about this week. That's a fail. Let me double check the one thing here.
That's fine. I don't know if it's a innate spellcasting or a what, but that's what the professor would do.
Yeah, he does not need to make concentration checks as he is maintaining this thing. This is like a physiological issue that he's got going on.
Yep.
So he still takes 10 points of damage as you see these darts come like arcing around you, Chunk, pommeling into like this big brutish thing in front of you. He is looking pretty scratched. Professor, that was your action. You had some movement, bonus action, anything else?
Yeah. And I think he will just see that happen and go, right, and stay there.
Gloria, you're up on 13.
Okay, so I'm gonna move away from the rats, and I'm gonna head more towards Chunk, and then I'm gonna sort of like do some of my swashbuckling action for my bonus, so then I can fire my arrow at the white bear.
You got it. You're gonna fire at the big guy with advantage as we see you like kind of tumble and roll up with this like flourish. The arrow knocked. 22 hits. You can go ahead and roll damage with sneak attack. Nice for 11 points of damage. I think the arrow like catches it solidly in the ribs, and it's like it like takes this gasping breath of air and like starts coughing out blood. Hurt pretty badly. Gloriana, that was your movement bonus and your action. Asterius.
Gloria.
Oh yeah, Gloria. You guys are so
Gloriana's
close
somebody
to like
else.
the other names I have in all these other groups. I'm like
Mhm.
trying,
Oh,
stretching those DM muscles. Asterius, you're up on 10.
Okay, we're casting Moonbeam.
Oh dear.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah. Asterius is ready to go. Also, gonna get away from these rats.
You're
'cause
casting
gross.
Moonbeam on the rats?
No, I'm casting Moonbeam on this guy up
On
in
the
corner.
ombre up top, on the Quagoth.
Asterius wants nothing to do with these rats getting away.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, is that
There we
good?
go. I'm gonna hang out by this lady. I like this
I
lady.
got
I'm gonna stay over here with her.
production elements in the roll 20, Dan. I'm killing.
Yeah, Moonbeam on this guy.
Sheesh.
Love it. I've got roll 20 MB.
Yeah, Asterius is like, the power of the moon! And now the power of the stars! And they'll turn back into their archer form. That's good.
Okay, very well done, Asturias. With that, on 7, the swarm of cranian rats drop down. Unfortunately,
Oh yeah, thanks guys for leaving me with the rest.
at least you're not paralyzed, Rhea. So
When your turtle god save you now.
That is brutal.
Shots fired.
Brutal. The swarm of Cradian rats swarms over you, Rhea. And they're basically going to.
I don't like that they have options.
Forms are.
Yeah, I mean, it's first of all, it's going to bite. It's got more than half its hit points. What's your AC?
18.
17,
Whoa.
and it misses. The rat's like scraping and digging and biting and gnawing at all of your armor. That actually was its turn this round. That's all it's doing. Chunk, you're up on 19. Meanwhile, Karina has like pulled Ailas back away from this and is kind of standing protectively in front of him. Yep, you're up, Chunk. I think you're muted, Torn.
I look round after having mocked Rhea about their god, but I seeing the rats cascade down over Rhea, I again initiate seeing my newfound ally being swarmed by these rats with their brains exposed. I am furious at seeing my allies be attacked in battle. So I turn to the frost. I'm just gonna say frost troll. The frost troll.
Keep saying frost troll. I dig it.
And
Yeah.
frost troll. And after having seen it take damage from the arrows and the moonshot, I then begin to reel up another a two-handed warhammer hit, another one this time again, much like I did on Beckett before, aiming for the head and down, an overhead swipe at this frost troll.
Hit solidly.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, beautiful.
For 14 points of damage. He like staggers back a little bit, like you hear like something crack underneath that like thick skull of his. He looks pretty hurt, to be sure. That's your action. Bonus action, anything like that?
What am I able to have I got my hand axe back, or is it gone now?
Yeah, you totally have your hand axe back. Yeah, absolutely.
Also, that javelin had a returning. I gave you a arcane returning thing on it, so you do have that back. Infusions.
Okay. Yeah.
I tell you what, as he staggers
few.
back, as he comes back and his mouth is open, I take aim at his gulping mouth, and fling my javelin at his face.
Okay, and so I think that he manages, like, he's like, he like swats the javelin out of the air, and it deflects, hitting the ground, but like snapping back into your hand. Chunk, that's your turn. Flux,
Wonderful.
You're up on 19.
Okay, so this creature looks the Quaggoth looks pretty messed up, but these rats look pretty strong. So Flux, after like running his little gnome legs in one way, has gone, oh shit, and just runs all the way back. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Yes.
And goes with some booming blades, thunder gauntlets.
Yes.
Let's go.
Punching rats.
You're flanking because of where
rubbish.
Is it
Freya's
flanking?
standing.
You gonna get me flanking on
Yeah,
that?
sure as shit am, dude. We're almost done with 7 days of fucking anniversary streams. 19, that hits roll damage.
Yeah.
For 8 points of thunder damage.
Killed the DM. That's what.
Yeah.
Sabotage the rat
Yes,
swarm.
sabotage the rat swarm, indeed. Flux, that's your movement. That's your action. The Quaggoth goes, it's standing in a beam of fucking moonlight, Chunk. And it's just like, "Ah!" What is the damage from that there, Ace?
You got to make a Constitution save, DC 13.
Right, but it still takes half damage, right? Oh, no, full damage. What'd you roll?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
6.
And with that, the light of the moon burns it into oblivion. And it's just like, I am returned to the collective. It's like it like melts, like the collapsing underneath the like force of the light here. That guy was pretty pathetic. Rhea, you're up on 13.
Whoa. Let's just attack with the spear again. I think two-handed.
I think Asturias would be like, get off of them, because I want to move them.
Oh yeah, 11.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Does not hit even with their shitty AC. It's not that shitty. I'm sorry, Ray. I can only do so much. You're like stabbing with the spear, but
okay.
they're rats. You know, they keep jumping out of the way.
Yeah. Can I move back without?
You're still being
attack,
threatened.
right?
Absolutely.
So, yeah. Am I getting flanking with?
Well, if you go here, you definitely.
Here?
Are.
Yeah, I'll go. I'll move down.
Okay.
I think that's
okay.
it. I think that's
Professor.
all. Yeah.
Reginald.
Pretty poor turn.
You're up.
Have you ever had fried rat? And he will pull out his decoder and cast another chromatic orb, this time with fire damage.
Oh, go for it. Hits.
Oh,
The fiery orb like lances out of the decoder. Oof. That's deeply unfortunate. Most unfortunate.
3d8, 5 damage.
Wow, 2 nat 1s in there.
That is unfortunate. Professor, that was your action. You have movement.
Yeah, I think he just like taps his like decoder ring a little bit,
shakes it,
and then just like tucks it back away. And then moves to be within melee range in order to tank wizard.
Oh, nice. That works out great for me every time. Gloria, you're up.
I'm going to try a different approach, and I'm going to try a bit of animal handling to see if I can get these rats on side.
Okay.
Because they're just rats. They're not bad. They're not bad guys. They're rats. So I'm going to try a bit of animal handling to see if I can enchant
What does
them.
the animal handling look like? What are we seeing Gloriana do as she's trying to like woo Gloria?
She's crouching a little bit and she's patting on her legs, going, "Come here, come on,
okay, go for it.
Who's a good rat? Who's a good
Make
rat?
an animal handling roll."
Who's?
Okay, got it. I think that they like turn looking at you like, hey, you see this like light glowing out of their exposed brains, you know? I think that we hear Karina like, I don't think that's going to work the way you think it is. What else, Gloriana? Anything else? Is that it?
Yeah, I'm gonna climb up on top of Professor Hippo to get away from the rats.
Oh, okay.
So that's what I'm gonna do.
That's an option. You feel something slight scaling your back, Professor. Asturias, you're up on 12 or 10.12.
Yeah. So I'm gonna move the moonbeam on top of the rats. Boy. That's my action. Because again, I didn't want to have to deal with these guys, but the power of the moon's pretty rad. And then I am a star archer, so bonus action, I can stay right where I am. I'm not in melee range, and I'm flying, and we're gonna shoot these friggin' rats in the moonlight.
Dancing in the moonlight.
Are we allowed to sing?
Fighting in the moonlight.
Oh, fried rats in
11
the moonlight.
is a miss. I think that we see the starry beam like hammer into the ground, but the rats like move around and swarm back up.
Blinded by the light. Yeah.
That's your turn, Asturias?
That's it, yeah.
Okay, rat's turn. They're gonna deal with this Constitution saving throw, which they effectively fail. Oh, they made. Go ahead and roll your damage, though. I think I still take half damage.
Okay. You do still take half damage. Roll up.
I just like to imagine. I mean, there's like a column of moonlight sizzling, glowing rats underneath.
The rats are like hissing and like burning underneath the light. They have eyes only for Gloria. Is it jabbing up on you?
I thought I could click it from the chat, but I think I have to click it from the
Yeah,
chat
you
again,
do,
so.
probably. Yep. Okay, so they're still going. What happens here is I need everybody within a 10-foot radius of them. So pretty much all of you except for Chunk.
and they'll take 7 radiant
Oh my
damage.
gosh, unbelievable. They take 7 points of radiant damage.
It's better than the first one I rolled.
Also, I would like you, Flux, to roll your booming blade as they move, and there is, in fact, an eruption.
Yeah.
Boom! The booming blade. So,
8 thunder damage.
they are badly hurt, and then I need everybody except Chunk to make a wisdom saving throw as they drop an aura of confusion. Oh boy, fantastic. So Ray is good. You are confused, Flux. You are confused, Gloria. You are confused, Professor. You are confused, Asturias. Everybody is pretty well fucked. Your mind's like muddle and jumble. The swarm has gone. Chunk, you're up. You see your friends, half of them are like, ugh. Like they all seem to like stop their arms, like going slack for a moment. They're like looking around at each other, kind of blinking, like, what the fuck is going on? Chunk, what would you like to do?
Do I need to make a con save on the moonbeam?
No, because you didn't take damage.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yet.
I turn from the falling body of the frost troll, and I look around, see my friends sort of in a sort of stupor, and I grab one of the bottles of ale or spirits that is inside my my armor. I sort of take a swig and say, "You boys need to think more clearly. You need to keep a clear head when we're fighting. Who's been on the ale again?" And I launch myself towards the center of the room, in a sort of flurry of tiny dwarven legs, and I feel like how much movement? So 30 feet. Okay.
Yeah,
yes,
we're cool. We're cool. You could swarm up. You could charge up on the swarm.
Okay. I'm very tempted to find a way of using my stone cutting skill, but let's leave that for now. I simply go in again with the warhammer, and I two-hand. I sort of the swarming rats beneath me. I sort of make a wild overhead swipe at these two. These rats beneath me. Oh,
That's okay. You're also flanking, and so it rolled twice for some reason, but that hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okie dokie.
For 6 points of damage. I think that we just see you like boom, and you like sweep the hammer, crushing half of these rats. The few which remain, they seemingly really want to get Gloria, but they like scurry and they start to like vanish down the steps and charge back up the column, and they dissipate around you as the swarm is defeated. Your ghost-like spectral like forms like wreathed around you. Chunk, you definitively saved everybody's lives. You're sure of it, certainly. There's no way they could have gotten out of here without you.
Chunk Buckfast! Okay.
And I think it's at this moment that we hear Ailas.
Chunk but what?
But shirtless.
Buckfast, it's a Scottish drink.
I think it's at this point that we hear Ailas is like kind of crying in the background. We hear the form of his like, please, I just want to go home. I just want to go home. And suddenly the entire room, as we see one fat golden tear roll down this boy's cheek, and it falls, splashing in slow motion. And as the drips kind of spread across the tile of the floor, I think we see like the first like seam of light as it begins to like emerge from where he stands. This wheel connecting each of these symbols around where you stand, flaring to life. I think Asturias and those others of you trained in the counting of time in the sea of stars, where these great ships such as the mind flayers nautiloids and the spunk smuggling golden loons and the adventuring dragonfly call home, the regions of space, these sigils of light. And I think that we see like above you all as you look up, this light begins cascading downwards, not starlight nor moonlight, but the light of a sun as you all look up. And Ailas suddenly, he's like, you see him out of the peripheral vision. He has these wings that have emerged, feathers, massive, twice the size of this scrawny teenage boy, and they flap, and he begins kind of like floating up into the room in front of you. And I think he just murmurs like, Celestia, the heavenly mounts, home. And he like looks back down, his voice trailing to you as the wings seem to move like independently of the boy himself, like, I will remember you all. You gave me a chance. I remember now who I am. Find me. I will not forget. And he like touches kind of this like golden shimmering light above, and I think we see it like suck closed, and the light emitting up the floor around you remains, the chamber glowing with silver and gold. But the boy Ailas is gone. The portal above you closed as quickly as it opened. And I think the voice of this Ogre Magi, Karina, is just like, well, that is a thing that you do not see every day, is it?
I don't think I will forget about the boy again. Right.
And so I think that...
What?
Yeah.
What is the... Where do we go from here?
Well, I'm going to take these prisoners back down below, and they can work on this caravel to see if it can get them out of this place. Perhaps your associates might have some advice for them, because I believe you call your ship the Dragonfly, and I would advise that you make post-haste back to it and flee this place as quickly as you can.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Go. Yeah. Yeah.
And so...
So then this is goodbye.
Well, for now at least. Perhaps I will find you in your dreams, on your travels. I may find a book you would have interest in. And I think she like looks over, and so Flux, Chunk, Gloria, what do we see from the three of you?
I do it, Flux.
I think throughout this entire time, like Flux still like struggling from the confusion, has just been like dancing at the moonlight, like just like dancing into the beam of the moonlight, and as it starts to fade, so it comes back and are we going home now? Is that was? Oh, I think it's time to go home.
Gloria climbs down off of the professor's back. She's like, "Sorry about that." Yes, I think we should go home. Yes.
I give a hearty slap to the hindquarters of the hippopotamus, and
his fry bottom.
And I look round.
His fry bottom.
And I look around at the shimmering room, and I say, "Aye, that's right. Screw this. Let's go milk a whale!"
And I think that is where... Oh yeah.
And I think as he's shouting, Flux comes up and goes, I made this when we were flying through. It's just a little something for you, and hands it over, and it's just like a little clockwork turtle, and then as it like bites an enemy, it like just eviscerates and comes back, and eviscerates and comes back, and I've infused it with the horrifying sound that guy made when he melted. Oh, yeah. So it just goes and hands it over, and then goes, oh, and one more thing, and sort of puts his hand on the breastplate and puts his hand out, and a similar breastplate pops out. So you probably can't use this, but I hear you've got a crew of like 20. So do you want? You can have it if you want. This will stay here forever.
Oh yes.
The dragon. What?
Wow.
I think it might be the first time that the Reginald has been speechless since the campaign started.
That's true.
And so I think as we hear the words of Chunk kind of like echoing through the room, and we see like Flux with his hands on one side of the armor, the professor taking the other, we fade to black, right? And that is our adventure for today.
Yeah,
It was wild, you guys. Huzzah. Huzzah. That was a lot of fun. I hope you guys had fun. There's a little taste of weird Dragonfly. I don't know if that was spacey enough for you. We did a lot of fighting in a big plaza, but regardless, space!
It was so good, Philly. Thank you so much.
Thank
Well,
you.
that was a delight.
Thank you.
I had a bunch of fun. I hope that Ryan and Torn, it was a delight meeting you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that and wasn't too confusing and erratic. I love confusing, you know.
It was
Likewise, I hope
superb.
we didn't hold you up too much.
Yeah, man. It was
Yeah.
great.
It was,
It was great.
it was just radic enough.
Yeah.
So before
That's
we
the thing
part, I'm going to... Oh, no, what were you going to say?
I was going to say that's the thing about new players though, is you literally try anything. Like
Yeah.
the thing when you play this for a little while, you're like, oh, what's the best thing to do? What's going to have the best chance of success?
yeah.
What are the best dice? And I love the maverick of new players where they're like, I'm gonna try and chat up some rats. I'm
Yeah.
gonna try and
Hell
like.
yeah.
I was totally
I'm gonna-
ready. I was
You were
ready
very
for you.
close to watching me try and chisel a hole in the floor with my stonecutter skill. So be thankful that I didn't go that far.
Did
You
someone
guys
say
were
chisel?
great. You brought great, yeah, really. You brought great energy, hiding under the loincloth, befriending the rats, to like jumping on the ogre's head. Love all that shit. It was really awesome. But before we part, I have to record a podcast soon, so I have to part rather quickly here. Why don't we start in the back? Zed, what do you got going on? Anything you want to like plug or hype up before we go?
Just stuff with these folks. I hang out with you on Sundays at twitch.tv/DMPhilly. We play City of Mist, which you guys played here on Monday this week. So come check us out doing that. I record a podcast with Grace, recapping the final season of Pose for the patrons of Post Show Recaps. If you want to listen to that, you can go to patreon.com/postshowrecaps. And for free, you can listen to me talk about Final Fantasy, currently 8, about to be Final Fantasy 7 Remake, on the Post Show Recaps feed as well. That's what I'm up to, and I'm Hard Rock Hope all over the internet, including right here on Twitch.
Super cool. Zed is rad. Go follow their stuff.
So yeah, you can check out Cold Callers Comedy,
Ryan.
which is my comedy duo.
What about yourself?
Obviously, there's another one of me. Not one of me, but you get what I mean. We have a. Yeah, it would be cool, wouldn't it? We have a podcast. You can find on all podcast platforms. Cold Callers Comedy. You can find us on Instagram, on Twitter, and of course, please go listen to our music. We're on Spotify, we're
That
on Apple
would
Music,
be
we're on
cool,
Amazon. We have a
though.
song about Mario Kart. We have a song about we have a song about crying, and we have a new song coming out soon, which is our version of the Buddy Cop TV show theme song. So yeah, go check us out.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, first of all, to Sabotage the DM, to Dan, to Ryan, to Tori. It was so great playing with you all. Thank you
Well,
also
you had
to
me at Mario Kart,
Philly
but my heart
for,
fluttered a little when you said a song about
again,
crying.
cracking
I'm,
open that
I'm there,
skull
on
and
my way
pouring the
already.
yolk
Very much my
into
ass
this
better.
frying pan of fun.
Troy, how about you?
If you would like to see us play more on this crazy ass Noah's Ark in space, we are Tuesday nights on twitch.tv/DMPhilly is the Dragonfly, not Dragonfry.
Dragonfly bottom.
Dragonfly bottom. Beyond that, if you really want to hear my voice, you could become a patron of Post Show Recaps and hear me talk to Josh Wigler and Emily Fox about the great Harrison Ford tough film Air Force One, which I did this last week in
Who's
Post Show Recaps.
Dragon Fry Bottom?
So that's very fun. But just a reminder to everyone to be awesome. Don't forget to be awesome and be kind to other people. Thank you.
Guys, thank you so much, first of all, for taking my D&D virginity, as it were.
I can't wait.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for putting up with the questions and whatever. Please do give me a follow at twitch.com /
what about the Pirate King here, Torrin?
twitch.com/TorrinP. Fairly relaxed streamer, where relaxed is a euphemism for hideously unprepared and slovenly. And at the moment we're doing 100% playthrough of Crash Bandicoot 3.
Yeah.
I've just got a follower. Thank you so much. Normally we dance for new followers on this channel, so I'm going to do a little dance there. Thanks so much. And we're currently doing a playthrough of Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped, and it is. I'm not a pro gamer. Let's put it that way. Thanks so much, guys, and big love to all of you.
That was me.
I'm on Twitter at @HighFromGrace. Everything, we already talked about doing Pose coverage on the Poster Recaps Patron and Dragonfly on Tuesday nights. You can also check out my podcast, Hold Up, where we look at queer media from 10, 15, 20 years
Grace.
ago.
How about you?
In 2021, at Hold Up Podcast on Twitter. Hold Up on all your podcasting platforms.
Awesome. Cool. I guess I'll say it again. I'm Rich Filiberto. I'm over at Twitch TV /GM Philly. If you dig these guys, come hang out.
It was amazing.
City of Mist Kings of Neon tomorrow night. Monday night, my super traditional D&D campaign, Firelight Tales. Tuesday night, we'll be back with more Dragonfly. You'll see a bunch of these folks picking up from carnage that we've created today. I hope that was fun. I was trying to move quick and keep pace and all that kind of stuff. And I had a blast. So I just want to say again, post-show recaps. These guys keep talking about. I do a D&D podcast there. It's a great space, great people. Been one of the most rewarding parts of my 2021.
I love it. Just tell me how I become a card-carrying member of the Philly fam. I want to come and join all your games and play stuff.
I love meeting
thank
new
you.
people, playing role-playing games. It's definitely my comfort zone. So thank you for helping me make new friends, because I'm not good at it by myself.
The card, you said card. It's just a little birth certificate. It says you're part of the Philly fam.
Amazing. Can I draw it by myself?
Yeah, I think you're in. I think you're in. I would be
now.
Psyched to see Flux return at some point along the way with Dragonfly. So we'll talk, man. But
Okay, so tonight in about half an hour's time, we have an incredible drag performance by Cyro.
You guys have a few more days of awesome stuff happening. What's going on here? What's the deal
from a previous show that they did? It's phenomenal. It's powerful. I love Cyro. Check them out. Tomorrow. We have what do we have? We have Dead of Night here. This thing, Dead of Night, with Alex Bell, Evie James, who plays Baggy, and then we have some of the Millie role players back, Alex Pankhurst and Natalie Winter joining. Alex was part of the Rebel Role Players Roundtable yesterday, and we have Charlotte Potter from Collab Theatre joining. If you like sort of 70s 80s slasher horror thriller kind of stuff, this is the thing for you. And it's the kind of campaign that you or it's the kind of adventure that you stat 2 or 3 characters for, because you might die in the first 10 seconds. And then playing us out, headlining the whole thing, playing us out is Natalie Gray. She's an incredible musician. If you love a bit of so my 3 criteria for a good song, right? Bit camp.
Oh hell yeah.
Bit funky, can strut to it. Natalie satisfies all 3 of those criteria, and she'll be playing a live gig at about 10:10 tomorrow, straight after Dead of Night.
Okay. Fantastic. You've done a hell of a job this week. Not just you, but everybody who's been showing up, running the shows, doing all the back end stuff. It really has been a treat. I've had so much fun working with all of you. I hope that we do more kind of crossover stuff going forward. I know we have some plans, but it's been a delight, Dan. And so to that end, I say to the Philly fam who showed up, post-show recaps, the DM Philly folks, really thank you for having their back, for having my back. It makes me feel good about what we're doing out here in space.